We are live.
We are live this evening. Welcome to News and Nonsense at Night. I'm Auntie AK, aka Kizzle, aka the Auntie of all aunties, and I'm here with.
I'm Farrah, your resident Caribbean queen.
I am Nana, aka the Black Fairy, aka Dark and Lovely.
And guys, you know the drill. Because the world is literally going to hell in a handbasket, we need to bring you the news our way. We're going to dig through all the news and nonsense out there to give you our take on it. We're here to help you separate the wheat from the chaff, the sap from the crap, what you need to know from what you don't need to know. But before we start, what do they need to do, guys?
You guys need to book the like button on entry, please. Do it now. Immediately.
Immediately.
Also, tell a friend to tell a friend. Share this. Share the live. Tell a friend to tell a friend. And also, can you please sign up to our membership? Please and thanks. If you're here and you haven't signed up, what's wrong with you? It's only £1.99. But, if you want to be our family and really support us, it's £4.99, folks. Still cheaper than a bag of chips. Come on, support your aunties.
Support your aunties. It's nearly Christmas.
Please, sir, can we have some more
subscribers, please? And also, guys, my favorite moment, disclaimer, these are opinions. We are not experts. This is the Ultimate Aunties WhatsApp group, a cool one at that. If you want actuals and factuals, ask TLC or Google or phone a friend. Any links we share for you to go and dig deeper and do your own research. Thank you, please. And that's all.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
And welcome to Instagram. We are live on Instagram and we are now in portrait because apparently you can stream both ways.
Oh, that's why it says show vertical at the back side.
I took that off. It was bugging me.
Yeah, you need to sit there. Yeah.
Yeah, that helps because then I can see where I'm supposed to be. Ooh.
No, I didn't want to see it.
No, it's good to
you're in the perfect position anyway.
Fine. I was half. This is good.
Oh yes, I can see. Oh yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
we're just like talking heads.
Yes. Yeah. I wonder how it's going to work when we're sharing a video, but either way, hello to Instagram. You are watching us like this from now on. Now, so
that's a wave like this. Because if I go like this, you can't see my hand.
All right, and if I go like this, you can't see my hand. All right, guys, let's get into it. Oh gosh, there's who's in the chat. Whoa, there's loads.
Okay, all right, so we have Stephen in the house. Hello, we have Yvonne with us as well. We have Breath of Fresh Air in the house. We have Rochelle with us. We have Maeve 4K85 with us. Lady Lyrics is in the house. Sora is with us as well. Typical Me 7 is in the house. Curious GT is with us. Black Rob is in the house as well. And Mills. I think, and I don't know why, we cannot see comments on normal YouTube. I don't know why. I'm trying to figure it out.
It did say, when we logged in, it said we weren't connected to YouTube anymore. Can I just double? When I clicked on it, it said shade bar, so I wasn't sure what's going on.
Okay.
Will Smith is saying portrait is on my 55-inch. What do you mean? Hi, AOGB9DZ. Whoa.
If they're watching on YouTube, it should still be showing the right way now.
Yeah, you should see us normally.
You should definitely still be seeing us. You should. So let us know. Are you only seeing us in portrait?
I think it's actually only in portrait. It is. It's only in portrait.
Oh, so do we have to hide portrait when we do it, or?
If I can.
Yeah, it's like a little. It's like this.
Oh, on YouTube as well now.
On YouTube, yeah, it's.
It should be streaming in both ways on YouTube.
So guys, just got a technical glitch. We're just going to figure it out so you get the best viewing experience.
Yeah.
Hi, Kimmy Cub, and okay, this is better. Rochelle says this is better. How have I come to a different link?
Oh, have you?
I don't know. Rochelle says this is better. Good evening, Shadell.
Oh, there's two. Hold on, let's see.
So you've come through on a lover.
Hello, Gas 3764. Okay, no. Yvonne's saying YouTube has you in 2 at the top and 1 at the bottom. Okay, that's how we are. But is it normal?
No, it's like this.
Hey,
no, it's portrait.
Okay.
We're always 2 at the top and 1 at the bottom, but this is portrait on YouTube.
There were 2 links. The first one was weird, Rochelle's saying. Fashion for Crime says, looks fine for me. Hi, Auntie, says Kesekweyama.
I don't know. I've looked at both links. Oh, there's a million links. What's going on?
What's happening?
No. Don't come out. Let me see something.
Yvonne, are you in this link? So the bare links. Can't see all the comments. Yvonne's saying, "Oh, hey Kevin, how you doing, honey? Aren't you on holiday?" Looks good either way. Kimmy Cub says looks good either way. Should we get on with it?
Okay, so I'm on a good one now.
Okay.
There's two.
Colette sees looks fine to me. I'm on YouTube, and there are two of you at the top and AK at the bottom. The Insta and the YouTube views are the same.
Okay.
It's normal on the phone, weird on the TV, said MJTO98.
Then I think you're in the wrong link for what should be casted to your TV, which I've just put into the chat now.
Scroll back
that, and then you'll have landscape.
Click no, guys. Are you listening? The link that Nana's just dropped in the comments, that's the link you need to get to if you're on YouTube or you're trying to watch on your TV. If you're on Insta, whatever you're doing. There is no set up Real African Man.
Choices on YouTube. There are two different setups. You're able to see us portrait on YouTube as well as landscape. So click on the landscape if you are watching and you want to cast us to your TV, or you're watching on your PC or a tablet. Click on the link that I've just put into the chat.
Hi, Stephen O. Chog 1707, and thank you. He's gone to the bar. Bought everyone a drink. Yes, please. I'd like a red wine. Thank you.
Thank you. And anybody else that wants to join in and send us your Sunday donations, that will be greatly appreciated.
Pass the butter, Bean. Right. All right. Should we get on with it then? Should we start? Because we want to go to bed as well. First up. In today's news and nonsense, which is devastating news at that. So the rapper Ghetts, whose real name is Justin Clark Samuel, has been charged with causing serious injury, actually death, by dangerous driving after a man was killed in a hit and run in northeast London. The incident occurred in Ilford, and police say the charge is expected to be upgraded to causing death by dangerous driving at the next hearing. Going to play, it's interesting, there's not much actual official news about it, but there's people obviously commenting. So I will play this overview. Is it sharing? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I wonder how this looks on Instagram. Let's go.
There's a lot of rumors circulating around this today, but now let's hit the actual mainstream news and we can talk about a very, very serious situation involving the rapper Ghetts, very well known, a top rapper in the UK. Apparently he's been charged now after a fatal hit and run. His face is on BBC News and they gave an update saying the rapper Ghetts has been charged with causing serious injury by dangerous driving after a fatal crash in northeast London. The musician, whose real name is Justin, allegedly failed to stop after hitting a 20-year-old man in Ilford on Saturday the 18th of October. So this is already a few days later that this has come out now, and he's going to be going to court. And obviously hitting someone is one thing, but when you leave the scene of the incident after hitting them is an even more serious charge. No matter what you hit, you cannot just make off. If a person is injured, you have to remain there. If you damage someone's vehicle, you have to remain there and exchange insurance. No matter what, leaving the scene makes things worse. It looks like he's still going to be kept in over the weekend and wait to be going to court. It said that he's appearing in court next Monday the 27th of October. There was another part that said the 41-year-old has already appeared at Stratford Magistrates Court on Monday, the same day the man died in hospital. So it seems this situation has escalated over the last couple of days. Someone's been hit in a dangerous accident and they've gone to hospital, and over the last couple of days, obviously they haven't pulled through in the end. This has escalated brutally. The indictment is expected to change from causing serious injury to causing death by dangerous driving at the next hearing. This situation's caught everyone, including myself, completely off guard. We've got a well-respected artist here in Ghetts. I was listening to his music in the car the other day, preparing for this new Dave album, listening to In the Fire, a really talented, insightful artist has found himself in this situation. Then a 20-year-old victim who's barely had to live a life has somehow lost his in this mad situation. Cars can be lethal weapons, and many people have lost their family members due to situations that was possibly out of their hands or freak situations. So be diligent, guys, and do not take it for granted. Many people would probably fail their driving test if they had to redo it because of bad habits, and we see with situations like this how quickly things can go wrong. The rapper from Wood Green was remanded into custody and is due to appear at Barkside Magistrates Court on Monday, the 27th of October. It's still early in the investigation, and police are even appealing for witnesses to the crash to come forward and just speak a little bit on who gets us in this article and the break is officially happening. There was rumors around the industry on this one, but this is a serious situation. Like we said, this is so early right now. The court details haven't come out about every detail of this, so we'll update you guys on the extent of this situation. Obviously, the guy has just recently passed away, and we're about to go into a weekend, so he's got to wait for his court date, and it's not going to be until October 20th.
Pretty much repeating. And then just want to get into this because the conversation has been so devastating, and there's been lots of speculation and lots of sharing of the video, which we're absolutely not going to play here. I've not watched it. I refuse to watch it. I don't need to watch that. I don't need to watch Ghetts being arrested. I was devastated when I heard about it. How do you guys feel?
Just so that everybody is aware, that arrest video isn't from now. It's actually an old video and was used during an album rollout like 4 or 5 years ago. So that's his arrest video at all. No, I'm sad. I wish I hadn't seen the video that was circulated. Oh, and we don't even know if that is definitely
the video
either. But either way, whatever is going around, I really do feel sorry for the family. His name is Yuban Tamang. It has been released that he is from Nepal, and his family had sent him over here. His cousin is on TikTok at the moment doing TikToks about it, just kind of bringing awareness to the family's devastation as well. So yeah, it's sad. I'm sad. I didn't know how much I actually truly liked Ghetts. Really, I feel like I'm really angry with him, but actually very sad for his life and his family's as well as the guy who has been deceased. But there's something in, I really wanted Ghetts to win. So I'm just finding it quite troubling that this has happened, actually. I am really feeling for his kids and his missus, and all of the hope and promises that we had thought was going to be bestowed on him. It just feels like such a tragic waste of various lives, like many lives.
I think I'll just echo everything that you said. And two things can be true. We can be very sad for the person that's passed away tragically so young, and for their family. It's the ripple effect, isn't it, of like this, of one action, all of the lives that have now been scarred because of this action. And also you can feel sad for Ghetts that this has happened, sad and angry that this has happened, because as you said, well, we don't know the ins and outs of it at the moment, but it's just tragic because he is somebody who we all want to win, because he seems like a very decent human being. He seems, he seems very conscious in the things that he raps about as well. He recently did Supercell. You want him to win for that as well. It's just all round. You want him to progress and be a great light for the black boys that we have out there. So it's very sad that this has happened. Sad for his family, and definitely sad for the family for the guy that's passed.
100%. I'm really devastated. Yeah, I feel the same. I feel emotionally shocked and a bunch of emotions to say he's my family member. And obviously, rest in peace to the victim. That's horrific and shocking as well. He's 20 years old, came over here to study. Your parents send you over to thinking you're going to come back home. Do you know what I mean? And that's always the killer, the willer. It's horrible that happens. But yeah, Ghetts is an industry friend. I won't go to say I know he's all filling out. We have conversations, not that, but he's a friend. We always catch up, talk, everything whenever we're at events. Last time I saw him, I wanted him to do something. We had a little laugh about him not being available. So he's a cool guy, always cool, always respectful, always polite. Yeah, and I think this one hit us. There's certain people out there you're well, pretty much the way you live is how we see it. What we see on the front facing, we kind of expect them to get into nonsense, so you don't have as much empathy. Ghetts has got a warm spot in all of our hearts, I think. So this one's really difficult. I think, and the conversation has been a bit nuanced and a bit back and forth. I think I was going to show ZZ Mills had a nice summation of how, I kind of talking about how everyone's feeling and how we should, I guess, navigate. Oh, sorry, let me get the link up. Sorry. Continue talking about, get some comments while I just draw this up.
Dana says, not sympathy or sadness for the perpetrator. I refuse to even use his name. He's just the person with a job that happens to be public. Do feel for the perpetrator's children. Okay. Slicer Dazzle says, there's also a video of him and Posty and Ghetts his speeding and his eyes looking like he was on coke. Posty tried to delete it, but people put it back online. KW says, accidents happen, but killing someone through dangerous driving should be 20 years in prison if under the influence, 30 years, leaving him to die to 40 years. And yeah, I guess we haven't even touched on that. I know exactly what you're saying. The sentences can vary, but for that, it is like a 14-year is the longest form that you can do. I guess for the family, it doesn't matter. Any type of punishment isn't really enough. But also on the other side of it, for Ghetts' family, he has to be punished either way. I do think anything over 5 years, but 10 years for him leaving, I think that's the bit that is, it's one thing you driving irresponsibly, you speeding anyway, and then you being under the influence, but to not stop and to carry on about your business, there has to be full accountability. You have to be punished to the letter of the law on that one. I just think that, and especially when somebody's lost their life, I feel like that should be what is done. As much as I really do want this man to win, he also has to be accountable for his actions.
Yeah. So this is
definitely. It doesn't matter who he is, doesn't it? Like, you know, that's why I said there's a sense of anger as well.
Yeah. So look, causing death by careless driving when under the influence of drink, you may get life imprisonment, an unlimited fine, a ban from driving for at least 5 years, an extended driving test before your license is returned. And if you're a high risk offender, I don't know his previous.
That's a thing that I have been seeing people speculating on. He may have been banned from driving before. He may have been known to be a speed demon from his lyrics. Like, it all of that will come into account as well. So
yeah, he's got. Everyone's circulating that track that he's got where he said, "Oh, if I was drunk driving, I'd drive where I wouldn't look back," kind of thing. That's not verbatim. Those are the lyrics in the tune. Anyway, let me show you what ZZ Mills says. It's really sad, like all round, really sad. Yeah.
About the family either. Every video it starts with thoughts with the family. Do you think the family wants to come online and hear about your conspiracy theories about their as to why they've lost their 20-year-old son? Manifestation. Do you think that a mother or a father wants to come online and see that their son's life has been taken away because you've resulted the death of their son's life to manifestation and and karma? You don't care. And all of you lot in the comments don't care either. You're clickbait. That's all you fucking. And all of this conversation around awareness and all this stuff. The awareness is, you spoke about the situation. It's a sad situation. This is a lesson to be learned. This is unfortunate. That is awareness. Every video after that is nothing to do with awareness. And all of this thing about justice needs to be served. Justice is being served. He's in jail. He's been arrested. He's going to be charged. His face is everywhere. Someone said to me, he needs to be named and shamed. It's everywhere. You don't, it's nothing to do with that. You lot just get a kick out of it. Yeah. And don't get me wrong, I'm all for like discussing things, but there's a way to do it, and there's a tactful way to do it. And you lot don't care about nobody. You don't care about that victim's family, because if you did, you would have started a GoFundMe by now. You would have offered to help for the funeral services, but you haven't, and that lets me know reasons. You don't care about the family either.
Yeah, I think it's just because even for Z to make that video, it's because it's hitting everyone in a certain different way. So it's like, from sharing the video to the thoughts and prayers and like just it's all the boring and talk. But I think everyone's in a state of shock, even those who maybe are commenting in a way that might not be suitable to everyone. I think people are in a state of shock about this.
I think is disgusting. What I think is disgusting is people sharing the video, the alleged video of the accident. Like I'm not, and the thing is, it's not just with this. Like anytime there's something like that, I don't like that stuff because people have a family. That boy has got a family, and that's circling online. What if it goes to them? People just need to bear these things in mind. Take into account how you would feel if that was your person.
I think Cindy must have said, let me find it. Let's get some comments. I'm going to pull up Cindy's post.
Okay, all right. Ace No Frank says, fun fact, as a child, he jumped into a stolen X5 while speeding down the road, driving crazy. I realized there was 2 elderly people in the back and he went whole for this. I know as I visited him with somebody else, I guess. Really? Okay. Let me see what everybody.
Oh, he went to jail for that. Is he talking about Ghetts?
I'm presuming so.
Okay.
Crucial J says there are a few speculations, including someone else driving his car, him taking the blame for it. Whether or not that's believable, it's best to wait for the actual facts of what happened.
Yeah.
Precisely.
The thing is, when it's someone you care about, then there's always care, concern, and some kind of like, this is how we should go about it. When it's someone you don't care about, people can be reckless. And I probably have been reckless about something, about someone that I haven't cared less about. So it is in general to be mindful of your actions when these things happen. You know, it's a lot. So
in what way? What do you mean?
Just like, you know, like sometimes if you don't care about someone or they don't have an affinity or something like that, you can talk about their situation, whether it's a crime they committed or the person.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And you could be a bit more.
I thought you meant about sharing the video because that's like.
No. Yeah, I don't share video. Yeah, not sharing videos.
I feel like that should just, you know, if it gets sent to you, I don't understand the thing of putting it forward to other people. Like, it's because that is somebody, whether it's this case or not, if that is a real video, somebody lost their life. And we all need to be witness to that. No, we don't. It just seems crazy to just be posting that up. Like, you're not even saying, even if you do put a trigger warning on, why are you sharing?
Why do you need to share it?
Like Shea Borough sharing it without any, you know, that protection screen, where at least then we have the thing to press it. But they didn't even put that up. It's just up. I'm scrolling and it's just flashing, and it's literally like, come on.
What they didn't they say, oh, go to our other site?
Yeah, it's their other page, but I'm subscribed to that page.
Yeah, because it's like, why are you even like, and I said it in the comments, why are you sharing it? I don't understand. Like you said, no, and I don't understand. What is the point of sharing someone's end of their life? It's fucking tragic.
It's beyond that. It's a click. So I saw someone, and I won't say that his name, and he's like, and the way it's even phrased, like, guys, like this, and it's like, what? Don't frame it. Don't try and soften the blow. Don't try and make it nice. You're sharing the video because you know you're pretty much one of the first to have it, and you know you're going to get clicks and likes to your page. That is it. There's no other reason why you're sharing it. There's no need. You're not an investigator, and if you're an investigator, you wouldn't be doing that anyway. There's nothing. It's not warning anyone about the horrors of drink driving. It's not doing anything. It's not doing stop, look, and listen when you cross the road. It's not doing that. You're just showing it for gratuity and for likes and clicks. That's all. That is all. I wasn't even talking about Bouncer, to be fair. It was someone else.
I watched Bouncer. Bouncer literally had the screenshot and was saying, I am not going to play this video.
Yeah.
But honestly, it's like, no, but Bouncer wasn't one of them. I would say Bouncer has probably produced too many videos on this, but I understand why he is producing videos, because he lost Cadet to a drunk driver. Mm-hmm. So obviously it's just hit him in another way. Like, actually, why would somebody who also was friends with Cadet, how are you then jumping into a car drunk and now you've done the same thing? So I get where he's kind of spilling over with lots of content, but you know, he hasn't put out anything crazy at all.
I would rather have cautionary tales. You don't need a video. Let's have cautionary tales about the industry, about drink drive, about drinking and managing your drinking. And I'm going to say here right now, I do not know anything about Ghetts' personal drinking behaviors or anything. I'm talking about in general, nothing to do with Ghetts, just in general. What is the thing when people are drinking? What people who think they can drive when they're drunk? Yeah. All those. What are you doing? How are you managing your alcohol intake? Are you an alcoholic? Do you have issues and all those other things? Who are your people when you? Who are your designated?
I don't think that you have to be an alcoholic to drink drive.
No, I know that. I know that's not literally what I'm saying. I know I hadn't finished. That's not what I'm saying. I was literally saying, like, what is your alcohol? What kind of? There's so many things that comes with the person that makes a decision to get in a car whilst they're drunk.
But you could not be. This is what I mean. I don't think it's that cut and dry as you're an alcoholic or you drink a lot, because you could be somebody who doesn't even drink. It's about your tolerance as well, because it does affect people differently. So some people can have one drink and be woo woo woo. Like if my sister has one drink, she's fucked. Yeah. So she doesn't really drink because she knows how it affects her. So she could have a drink and get into a car and something could happen, like touch all the woods. But I'm just saying, because that is how her tolerance is. So that's why they say that you shouldn't drink and drive at all, because of your tolerance. You don't actually know what it's going to be like. Even though there is, like, you could be below the actual alcohol limit, but the way that it affects you is the way that it affects you. Yep. So I don't think it's as cut and dry of what are you thinking when you're going to drive. I just think that some people genuinely think they're okay.
All the time. There's a whole gamut of it. There's a whole gamut of things from what you're saying.
I wouldn't even
some
say
people think they're okay. Some people black out and don't even know that they're not okay and just drive because they've blacked out. So they don't even realize that anything. And then when they wake up in the morning, they don't even know how they've got home.
Yeah, because they were just driving on autopilot. But also there is something about the speeding. And I see too many, and I do see it. It's a lot of black males who seem to have this thing like, I am a great driver. I am the one that is a great driver. It's other people on the road who are not great drivers, and they speed down places. And it's the speeding as well as the drinking, or they could be bunning, but it's the speeding on a road that takes people's lives out. Now, if you're drunk and you were driving slow, that you may knock the person over, but you're not necessarily going to kill them. And it's the speeding that too many people do, and they may not be drinking, but it's speeding around places, especially residential. Outside of mine, it's a little road. Why anybody would speed down my road, I have no idea, because you could knock over a kid. But the boys do it. From time to time, they'll just come down the road, and it's like, you will kill a child one day because they are playing. Kicking balls, it's just crazy. And where that happened, where the accident happened, is residential. It's a residential street. Yeah. Even if it was at 1 a.m., it's still residential. If I want to just come out of my house at 1 a.m., I can do. I'm not expecting somebody driving down a 20 miles per hour zone at 70, because I may not even see you over it under the hill. Like, I may not see you coming over at the top. It's so irresponsible, and that's why I'm so pissed off with him. It's like, there's lots of people's lives that you affected by your stupid driving and decisions. You have to be punished, really. More I think, but you have to be punished.
Yeah, I mean, that goes without saying. That goes without saying, because the point is that if this was anybody other than him, we'd want them to receive the full wrath of the law. The difference is that we have empathy for him because we feel like we know him a bit. But I would still like him to receive the full wrath of the law, because it's like, all the things that you said, and especially if he did drive away. If he drove away, geez, that's the next level.
I grew up in Mitcham, and there were a lot of white boy racers as well. So I don't think it's exclusive to black men, but that's our world. That's who we're around. I grew up in lots of black men's cars that just like zinging down the road. But I also know there's also white boy racers. There's a thing with speeding in cars.
Boy racers. It's not white. It's not black. It's not Asian. It's not, because all of those races. I could say,
I'm caring about them, because also when something happens to them and the sentences that they get and being banned is far greater, and it shouldn't be a cultural thing that it's okay. Like, I did watch that episode with Ghetts and Posty. And yeah, watching it at the time, I wasn't even thinking about what he was doing. But watching it again now and seeing Posty's face as he is speeding in his vehicle, it is like, no, this isn't okay. But this is, sometimes you need these big tragedies for everybody to be like, this culturally is not okay. Like, this shouldn't even that episode maybe shouldn't have been put out, because he was speeding over limits, and it's shown, and now you want to take down the video. It's like, we have to just be more cognizant of what we are doing, what we are putting out there as things for our culture to be able to see.
100%. I think oh God, Adedeji made Sanya, sorry, said speeding makes no sense. It doesn't, but it's like the cars don't have a stop limit. They have the ability to speed, and like, if you, I guess there's a thrill of it. There's also the thrill of driving. There's a thing to driving fast. It feels, I guess, amazing. And even being a passenger in the car, like when you're young, when someone's speeding, it feels fun. It does, and there's an element of being teenage and reckless, but that's the keyword is teenage. Not that I'm saying that I'm advocating for it. When you're dumb and you're young and you're learning how to navigate life, those things can be marginally excusable. I'm not advocating for it at all. As a grown-ass man, especially in your 40s, come on, you need to do better.
You would definitely hope so. I mean, again, it's like I told you guys, I never had that as a teenager anyway. Like, I was generally scared being in cars, and if somebody was speeding, that could almost make me want to throw up. I lost my cousin, who was a notorious speeder in our family, and he lost control on the Shepherd's Bush flyover, which I have lots of family in Bush, so we always would go over that flyover, and it's like it's double now. We go over that flyover, I think of my cousin, and then you've got flipping Grenfell there as well. It's like it's just very emotional. So when I was in a car and somebody was speeding, I would always be like, I want to get out, like, drop me off. I can't be with somebody that does all of that madness. You know, it's like their face gets transfixed and the one hand is on and they're acting all like they're flipping Lewis Hamilton. It's like, we are on the roads in London. Please, let's not do this and crash into a bus unnecessarily. Like, I don't know. It's never been thrilling for me. I always think it is wholly ridiculous. And go to a racing track if you really want.
I'd like to say there needs to be, like, you can go to racing tracks. You need to get it out your system. Go to racing tracks. Or maybe
this is the thing about cars anyway. Like, I always wonder why they make them to go at certain speeds. Yeah. Because you can't drive them. You know, all your fast cars, you cannot do 120 miles per hour anywhere in this country. The speed limit is 70. The fastest you can go in this country is 70 miles an hour. That is it. I'm a driver. That's it. So I don't know why they make all of these cars to do more. It's kind of mad.
It is. I wanted to take it back to it's a bit of topic slightly, but it's just about announcing deaths and stuff like that. Recently, art and curator Bunny Bread, he recently passed away, and a friend of the pod, Cindy, she was commenting on how the news was shared. So I just wanted to share her post, and it's just, again, being mindful of when you hear about someone's passing, or if you have to have inside information, like how you share it and what's your responsibility in this space. So she's like, dear older fam, seeing as so many of our friends and family are passing over to the other realm, can we please use some common sense, humility when sharing of their passing on this relatively new information medium? Yes, I get that everybody grieves differently, but you will be surprised how undifferent it actually is when you get to find out that your genuine, bona fide friend or family member has passed courtesy of an OMG style post, or worse, OMG, how did they die? People, honestly, let's use our brains for real. I don't care if this pisses anyone off. I've seen this a few times over the years and even fell out with some folks, especially some years back, because they were explicitly told by a close family to not announce illness of individual and still went ahead, well-intentioned or otherwise, causing private distress to the immediate family. It's tactless and shows a lack of empathy of others. It simply isn't up for debate. And as a result, if you're generally close to me and know, those of you know you are, if I pass before you and you see someone parasocially announcing my passing within mere hours, please know they have my license to cuss them all the way up my posthumous behalf. And if you know Cindy, you know she means it for real, for real. So thanks for a little bit of brevity on that. But the crux is, it's like trying to be the first. It's this whole world of trying to be the first and being the one with the news and all that type of stuff. You just have to be. I don't know why people lose their mind. And I say this as a platform with the British Blacklist. We're a platform that will announce people's passing in the public. I think
you're never the first to do it though, because you do it very respectfully, and you're not the first person to do it.
We're not the
like
first.
I've seen when people have gone. Sorry to interrupt you. I was just going to say, like I have seen when people have passed, and you've announced it, and as I said, you do it respectfully, and I feel like you wait for
like
it to come out
family or an official line.
Yeah. Like recently, we were asked to be one of the first to share the news of the unfortunate passing of Somalia Season, the author, and she was a friend of mine, friend of the person who asked me, and she said, please, can you share it, because Somalia loved the work that you did. And we literally just interviewed her, and I literally just saw her, and she just said that she would be really appreciative if you did a collaborative post. So we shared it together with her husband's kind of words and her best friend's words, and we put it out together. So that was a request, and not everybody knew. But obviously there's certain facts you don't reveal as well, because you just it's not business to do that. But yes, as George C says, going viral has become addictive, and it is that there's that thrill of trying to get, and general news, but not someone passing. You want to be the first, like, I need to get it out. And major platforms are competing with just the average blogger, just the average human being, just putting stuff out. But when you don't have the facts, especially, or if the family has specifically said, we are grieving, and you're selfishly saying, rest in peace, oh my God, I did so and so, but you also know and literally heard and seen the family says, we don't, leave us alone, we don't want the details out there. It's crazy, man.
Sometimes there are so many things where I'm like, this is what you share in a WhatsApp group. This is what you send to your friends. You discuss it with your friends. It doesn't have to be that you put it on your Facebook page that can go viral from just a post. And definitely, I can imagine with Bunny's family as well. It is like people straight away, immediately, were digging up pictures. The whole thing of it sometimes just makes me feel a little bit icky. The quickness to be like, I know, and I had a picture with him. Like, it just really, it's not like a tribute. It's almost like you want other people to gaze in and give you sympathy.
Yeah.
It does rub me up the wrong way. It really does. It's like, at least allow the family to do their post first if they want to, and then you follow suit. Or why can't it be when at the funeral? Like, why can't you just wait a little bit? Like, why has it got to be immediately? They're literally, nobody's probably even seen the body yet, and you're there ready to be, oh my God, rest in peace. Sometimes chill. Just let the family do
chill. Just let it's not about you. And the thing is, and also because I think I had a conversation with someone who was like, they find it tacky when people share pictures. And I remember there are I suppose, because I had a picture, I literally saw Heavy D a few weeks randomly in London, and I took a picture with him or of him. I don't know where I've lost a picture. I remember when he passed, I wanted to share it, but I couldn't find it, so I didn't. And I think there's those moments, especially if you're a fan of someone and you've got a picture with them or you're a moment with them. There's that. It's just finding the right, as you said, the right time, the tactful. And I think you can't ever gauge it, because no matter what, your picture could be the one that the family scrolls through and starts crying about. You can't control that. But I think you have to be genuine in your intention. If your intention is just like, oh my God, wow, this is my moment and I want to share it, and there's genuine, I think that's where you have to really check yourself. Are you doing it because you want people to like it, or are you doing it because generally this is the new way of tributing? Because even it's weird posting. It's actually even weird posting to a platform where nobody, especially if it's a personal person. I'm not, because I've done it myself. I think I've done it myself, but it's still weird that you're posting outward to a world that no one knows. Potentially, only a few people know that person that you're talking about. But yet, it's a very weird thing that we do. By the way, as much as I would do it, like I know that something I would do, but it's just a weird one.
No, it is strange. It's weird when you do it as well. It's like posting my mum passing. It was weird. I actually took weeks. And even then, it's like I'm taking weeks, and there's other people who wouldn't know, who would have then missed the 1 week, who then are back like, why didn't I know? And it's kind of like, we haven't spoken in time, but I know you actually have sat down with my mum before. I get it that you may have wanted to come, but I'm going through my own thing of feeling weird about even sharing that she's passed.
Yes.
Like, there's a whole there's so many things that you'll go through, like
so many levels.
Yeah, it's like it's that same thing. It's like, why am I posting this? And I don't actually want eyes on me at this moment. Like, I don't.
Yeah, I feel like sometimes it's almost therapeutic, though.
Sometimes, yeah,
it can be. It can be.
Yeah, I do feel like it's because, like, I don't think you're doing it for sympathy or you're doing it because you're going to get likes. I feel like sometimes it is therapy. It's cathartic also to say these things. Like you're almost saying it to the person, but you can't say it to the person, and you also need to get the emotion out. So you're getting so you're doing that. It is I understand what you mean. It is a weird thing, but it's like it's even like things like, you know, like I pay tribute to my gran and my granddad sometimes when it comes to their anniversary. It's like they would never have seen it, you know, stuff like that. If they were alive, they would never have seen these things. But like I'm paying tribute to them in that kind of a space. It is weird, but I do feel like it's almost like
I mean,
you're honoring some sort of way.
Exactly. I think when I'm just trying to think. Yeah, when my cousin passed, and then when my daughter's nan passed, and I think I've definitely shared, you know, some moments of us together at the funeral. I don't know. It's a weird outlet, but it is the new outlet for grief and mourning and tribute. So I'm not knocking that at all, but I just think, what's your intention? Even if, to be fair, if you want to post your person's passing and you want the attention and you want people to like and you want people to comment, I also can't necessarily judge that, because whatever that satisfies in you, that is what it is. But I just think if it's not about you or your immediate people, and if you've been told especially, do not talk about it in this way. Do not share or leave us, the family, alone. They want a moment, then respect that. At the very least, respect that. Itchy Balls 1503. Why is that your name? You have 2 separate live streams, a vertical and a regular live stream. Do you want to terminate one of them? No, one should be on Instagram and one. Or is this? Can you not see our?
Right, I'll explain it to you again. There are 2 live streams on YouTube. One is a portrait and it is sitting in the shorts feed. So as people are on shorts, they can also jump in on a live stream. And then we have the landscape, which is a standard on YouTube as well. It's something that they are trialing out so that you have more exposure in 2 different places. So if you've just come across our portrait one and you want to find the landscape, go back onto our page and you'll see the landscape one there as well. But Instagram now, you are not watching us in a small format. You have us on portrait all the time. That's what's happening.
I hope that helps. Let's get some comments, because people have been commenting about some of this.
Okay, KW says my mum's friend passed a few months ago, and she was vexed because her friend's son didn't tell her till 3 days later. I had to tell her that she was his mom. Well, I had to tell her that she was his mom, and we have to respect how he deals with it. Yeah, sometimes it is a bit like that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
1 hour.
I remember I remember when my great uncle died. There's all the thing of like the hierarchy of who gets told when. Not a hierarchy, but do you know what I mean? And then it's sometimes like you have to kind of remember that the family's got to deal with this thing.
Yeah.
You know, it's not about anyone other than that. So people can be angry that, oh, they didn't get told, but, you know, let the family deal with it, how they need to deal with it. And also when you're going through something like that, to remember to call everybody is a lot.
Listen,
the worst one that I had, and it had to be me. This is when I was going to Ghana for my mum's Ghanaian funeral. I'm on the plane, I come out, and my godparents are in Ghana as well. And they're like, oh, Nana, why are you in Ghana? I thought they were there too for the funeral. And I'm there like, mum's funeral. And then, oh my God, my Auntie Peggy's face. And she's like, you're having a funeral here and nobody's told me. Like, no one, I wish there was somewhere for me to run, but there was nowhere. Like, I was standing with them trying to get my bags as well. And I'm like, I had to blame my siblings. Sorry, because my sister's in the chat. I thought sister had told you. I didn't know.
Baby.
Yeah. You know, I'll revert to a child whenever. So I'm so sorry that I had to send her all the details and everything. She did manage to make it to one day, but I was heartbroken that she didn't know as well. But also at the same time, there were so many people to invite, think about. It was a lot. Things slip, as my sister
it's things slip, and in that moment, listen, not even comparable, but literally doing events, you forget people. It happens, and people. There's the entitlement, and then there's people who are genuinely like. Sometimes the words are, "Why didn't you tell me?" But they don't mean it in that way. They mean like, it's just the words that you say. But sometimes it's just like they're so shocked, or they're so hurt, or they're like, "Oh my God," their emotions take over, so they don't know the right words to say. But anyone that comes for you, especially in the moment of grief, it's like you can't. I think that's one of the kind of, you know, one of the areas where gloves are off. You just got to let it go. Just like, okay,
Yeah.
I hear you. I'm sad that I didn't know. Look, where is it? Just get the details. It is what it is. Just take it off your back. I just want to get, Glenn Elm said, I saw one post where this guy who does pensions and financial advice had a post about a friend who passed away and then proceeded to advertise his business.
No,
people, no. Sometimes people are mad.
Oh my gosh. What?
Mad.
That's wild.
Yeah.
That's wild behavior. Oh my God.
And Sora Bennett says, I feel like what happened to Chadwick Boseman was a lesson to let people tell you before speculating. To let people tell
That part.
Yeah. It's yeah. Because I remember Jess Hilarious is always like she was cracking jokes on Chadwick and she didn't know he was sick. I think that's a hard one, and you'd have to free yourself of guilt, because otherwise then there's no comment, especially for comedians. There's nothing. Then you can't do anything about anybody. You don't know that someone's going through something, so it's a bit of a hard one. It's a hard one. All right.
I mean, she's apologized and talked about it loads of times.
She has. But that is a, you know, one of the kind of like cringe moments. Like, fuck, like,
yeah,
you know, sometimes you just can't help it. It is what it is. But okay, so guys, your favorite prince, Andrew, has been, was it detitled? His brother, the king, has removed his title. I think.
He did. The king didn't remove his titles. He gave them back.
Oh, he just handed it over because he knew stuff was coming.
Yeah, because of this.
Okay, so then the Met Police are investigating claims that Prince Andrew asked an officer to dig up dirt on the accuser, Virginia Giuffre, who's sadly passed away. The Met Police is reviewing allegations that Prince Andrew asked a personal protection officer to investigate Virginia, the woman who accused him of sexual assault. In 2011, Andrew allegedly passed her details to his officer in an attempt to find damaging information, just to defame her, I guess. The claims come as Prince William is said to be planning a ruthless approach to distance the royal family from his uncle. So why is Prince William doing it? So here, let me get some stuff out there.
I've been in it to be king.
Yeah. There has always been speculation that William has never liked Andrew.
Okay.
Like that Andrew was propped up so much by obviously his grandmother, his mum, the Queen. So there has always been something with William and Andrew anyway. So it's like it, and Charles, they don't talk about Charles's cancer anymore. But you know, we don't know how long Charles has and what stage his cancer is or anything. But it seems like William is coming in slow, but doing his thing. And also his cousins have sided with Harry. So they too could lose their titles eventually as well. If William is as ruthless as some people say he is, that his royal family is going to be the family that he likes and not everybody is going to be involved in that shizzle.
Oh, he's going to be champion. Let's go.
There are moments when the king feels compelled to visit a place where people have been through the worst of times. The synagogue in Manchester, the scene of the terror attack earlier this month, is one such location where today Rabbi Daniel Walker told King Charles what happened here. When the palace talks about how the Andrew problem is distracting from the king's work, this is what they mean. This week, that Andrew problem comes in the form of publication day of the book by Virginia Giuffre, his accuser. Nobody's Girl was written with a co-author before Miss Giuffre died by suicide. Amy Wallace is the ghostwriter of the now posthumous memoir. They spent 4 years together on the project. Miss Giuffre claims she was abused by many men during her time trapped in the abuse operation run by Jeffrey Epstein.
What she always said to me was, I may not remember days, times, dates, but when you have a man raping you, his face 6 inches from your own, you remember that face.
Miss Giuffre writes in details about what she claimed happened after this photo was taken, she says, in London in 2001, when she has alleged many times that Prince Andrew sexually abused her. What is new are her claims that, after casting doubt on my credibility for so long, Prince Andrew's team had even gone so far as to try to hire internet trolls to hassle me. She also talks about the settlement with Andrew in 2022. To stop her tarnishing, as she puts it, Queen Elizabeth's Platinum Jubilee, Miss Giuffre said she agreed to a 1-year gagging order. As for the many millions she was paid to settle out of court, I look forward to disseminating some of the Crown's money to do some good, she wrote. Prince Andrew strongly denies all allegations of wrongdoing, and the settlement involved no admission of liability. After Friday's announcement that Andrew will no longer use Duke of York, his page on the royal family website was updated. All mentions of Duke were removed, replaced with Prince Andrew. Accordingly, his former wife Sarah Ferguson changed her social media handles. It went from Sarah the Duchess on X or Twitter last week to Sarah M. Fergie 15 today. So what of his titles? Andrew will no longer use Duke of York, but he remains Duke of York because a change of law is required to remove it. But a number of MPs are happy to oblige.
These matters are incredibly complicated because Parliament can't actually discuss the royal family, and therefore it's very hard to raise these matters. But at the same time, we have to think about the victims and survivors.
Take them off him. This is a man who said that he wanted to play some more with a convicted international notorious paedophile. In what world is he able to keep those titles?
Buckingham Palace had hoped last week's announcement would quickly shut this story down. It doesn't seem to be working so far.
Well, it certainly doesn't, does it, Chris? There are so many complex strands to this story, aren't there?
There are, and there's a few more places that it could yet go. We still haven't heard back from the Metropolitan Police, who said yesterday they were going to look into these new claims that Prince Andrew suggested to his police bodyguard that he should look into Virginia Giuffre. By the way, it should be clear that's not the job of the police protection officers who look after members of the royal family. And then there's this issue about what do MPs do. We heard two of them there, one from the SNP, one's an independent MP. Is that going to grow as they reconvene in Parliament over today in the next few days? Because that is a very tricky moment, because it's His Majesty's government who would either have to make time for it if they choose to do the law, or it would have to come through a private member's bill. So let's see where that goes. But we heard two vocal campaigners there from Westminster about what they think should happen. And then there's this, I think, this issue that Buckingham Palace has got is that they want the focus to be on the King. And this was in the statement, wasn't it, on Friday, about Prince Andrew is still becoming a distraction. And a very big week, not just about what he was doing today, a very important visit to the synagogue in Manchester today, but then a state visit to the Vatican later this week. And the big question tonight is, will this story still be going?
I don't care, because at the point is, like, the facts of the matter is,
isn't it, that they're making this big thing of, oh, he's given back his titles, he's no longer the Duke of York, but he is. Yes. So all he's done is removed it from his name, but he is, in all intents and purposes, legally, he's still the Duke of York, and probably still gets funding for that, because they have to change the law, and they don't want to change the law because they have to mention it, and they're not allowed to mention it. Like, this is just all performative. It's absolutely performative.
What do we do? I don't care. It's just I don't care. Just all of them need to go. All of them need to go. Do you know what, Itchy Balls? Fuck off. Sorry.
I mean, I swear, I don't know how he's doing it. I just banned it. I don't know how.
I can't see. I don't have the comments up.
I don't know how Itchy Balls keeps on coming back.
Yeah, it's go away.
Okay, try again. Let's see.
Right. Yeah. What? Dubai gifted him a palace? When? KW9.
Oh my God.
Yeah, no, apparently, like, this is the whole thing. Somebody else had said it, like, you've got to look into Andrew's money. But he is funded by so many shady sheikhs. Like, literally, he has a lot of money coming in, and he does trade on his royal favors. And apparently there is another big thing that is going to come out in the next couple of years. And that's why they're already trying to prep distancing away from Andrew. Because again, he was involved in some messy deals. He's been involved in messy deals from when he was 18 years old. So he's known. He's a criminal, basically. He's just a royal, but he's a criminal. He's dodgy. He's a dealer. So he's out here dealing and doing little favors and stuff. And that's why him and Epstein, they were brethren. Farrah was saying, like, you know, you're my best, you're one of the best of people, like, you're my best friend. They're dodgy as hell.
Yeah.
So really, it's like, just they all need to go. If he exposes enough about the royals that it brings down the monarchy, thank you to Andrew for doing it. But I don't know if everybody is involved as much as him and his wife were. But I hope so. I hope Charles was dodgy as well. So I hope they all get exposed for that shit.
Was it Fergie M312? Whatever the hell.
That's the funniest thing ever.
Bait 1900 flipping email was that.
Oh, that one's not available. That's what that is. You know, like she must have been trying to change it. Not available. Try again. Damn.
I think Kalechi, friend of the pod, said something about predicting that the royal family, she said, mark my word, they're going to be gone by, I can't remember what the time frame was, because I think within 10 years they're gone. It'll be interesting to see.
I wouldn't be surprised. I know there are lots of kind of like esoteric things that say that the royals are going to go, or this iteration of them, this family line isn't going to be able to carry on, and maybe one of the subsects, a cousin or something, may come in some way, or maybe they will get rid of them altogether. I hope within my lifetime they do go. I just know that apparently from what say William is trying to work on at least him having a reign. Now, I don't know if his kids are, but he wants a chance to be king. So who knows?
Like, why? God damn it. But anyway.
Power, isn't it?
I know. It's just boring. Okay, so the US has deployed aircraft carriers to the Caribbean as strikes on drug boats intensify. The United States has escalated its military campaign against drug trafficking in Latin America, deploying the Gerald Ford aircraft carrier strike group to the Caribbean. The Trump administration says the move aims to dismantle transnational criminal networks, but it has drawn criticism for bypassing Congress and increasing regional tensions. So here's a breakdown, because Trump's gone. It's an interesting one, but Trump's gone wild, as you know. But he's declaring war on the cartels, which is not necessarily going to work in the way that I guess he thinks, and it's going to. Oh, sorry, I'm having a bit of a technical glitch. It's going to have a lot of effects on the average person getting caught up in this mess.
The president's attacks on suspected drug boats have widened from the Caribbean Sea into the Pacific Ocean. Today, President Trump warned strikes on land will be next. CBS News senior national security correspondent Charlie Daggett.
What's that?
Sorry.
What's going on?
Sorry, what had happened was our episode has finally exported. So now we're uploading it. So as it was doing the upload, it started playing it.
Oh, okay.
That's the very latest.
2 long-range B-1 bombers flew near Venezuela today in the latest demonstration of U.S. military might. Below them, on Venezuela's coast, President Nicolas Maduro's army showed off its own hardware. President Trump said the military is planning to go beyond just striking Venezuelan-linked drug boats in the region.
So now they're coming in by land, and even the land is concerned because I told them that's going to be next. You know, the land is going to be next.
The administration has also set its sights on the drug supply coming out of Colombia. Video released last night is said to show the second strike in as many days on a suspected drug-running boat off the coast in the Pacific, killing 3 individuals. Today, CBS News' Lilia Luciano spoke with Colombian President Gustavo Petro about the strikes and if drug traffickers were on the boats, as the Trump administration claims.
You don't call them traffickers, the people who are being targeted. You call them workers of trafficking.
Killing the workers of the business is easy, but if you want efficiency, you have to capture the bosses of the business.
Petro went on to argue that the U.S. strikes are illegal. President Trump, who has blamed President Petro for failing to rein in the cartels, said today the administration is not going to put up with it much longer.
You got a lousy leader over there right now, bad guy, a thug. But they make cocaine at levels that we've never seen before.
Asked today whether he would seek congressional approval to declare war in Latin America, President Trump said he didn't think a declaration of war would be necessary. He said, quote, "We're just going to kill all the people that are bringing drugs into our country." Charlie D'Agata, CBS News, Washington.
Okay, I want to bring up this map to give you some perspective about where these strikes are actually happening. Here's Venezuela, and then here's Colombia. The last 2 strikes happened on the Pacific side of Latin America. The Trump administration previously carried out 7 other strikes, those happening on the Caribbean side of Latin America, saying some of those boats came from Venezuela. I want to bring in CBS News national security contributor Sam Vinograd. Sam, great to see you finally in the flesh.
Indeed.
I always talk to you on Zoom, or you're always somewhere, either New York or DC. Great to have you in studio.
Well as a significant amount of surveillance equipment and aerial assets. Importantly, there's extensive reporting about Reaper drones being positioned in Puerto Rico, for example, among other surveillance assets. But it's important to remember, it's not just what's physically in the region, the thousands of troops, the naval vessels, the aircraft like the F-35 jets. It's also the fact that the United States has been conducting aerial missions from the United States over waters, for example, around Venezuela, B-52 bombers, B-1 bombers and more, to really send a message that the U.S. has significant capabilities both at sea, in the air, and on land.
I want to talk a little bit about the history of this hostile relationship between the U.S. and Venezuela. It's worth noting that the 2 countries had a diplomatic relationship for years until the late 90s when Hugo Chavez took over. So what happened after Chavez became the leader?
It's been an incredibly rocky relationship ever since Chavez came into power, and that has really hurt the Venezuelan people more than anything else. Over just the course of my career, since I started under President Bush and then Obama and Biden and the interim years, there's been a deterioration
very
in
one-sided
democracy.
news reporting.
Very much.
It's like it's actually like it's that I don't even really want to listen to any more of it because
No,
it's
do you know what?
extremely one-sided news reporting.
Sorry, do you know, to be fair, I hadn't watched all of this, but what was interesting is actually they were going on to explain that this relationship that it's more than just the drug wars and the deterioration between the relationship between America and this, and it's about leaders swinging balls. So actually, it's not that they're not advocating or speaking on behalf of Trump. They're literally just saying like this actually is more than a drug war. It's more political than for some of us who don't understand.
Was just saying, since this other president of Venezuela has taken over, the Venezuelan people, isn't it bad for them? Where's her same talk about Trump? Trump is. Let's be clear. He said it, right? He is. And they all said it. He is killing people. He's talking about invading them by land and bombing them. He killed fishermen. He killed Trinidadian fishermen the other day. You cannot just be bombing people at sea because you assume they are drug traffickers. That's illegal. You can't be doing shit like that. So whatever he says is nonsense. I don't need to go to Congress to get this. I'm just going to kill all the people that are bringing in drugs. How much fucking drugs were brought into America by American government? How much? Who did that?
Yeah.
This is ridiculous. He's as we speak, they're putting he's got forces over not Grenada, because we're trying to avoid that. He's got ships and stuff over in Trinidad. They're docking there to do spying missions for the meantime. And the Trinidadians are like, why are we getting involved? What's going on here? He's causing tension in the Caribbean.
Yeah.
He's asked Grenada if he can have his fucking army on Maurice Bishop Airport. What? Where you not invaded in 1983 on the 25th of October after a coup? Is we must let you come in and do that? Fuck you. He's not. It is illegal what he's doing. You cannot just be bombing people because you think they're trafficking drugs. This is more of what I will say is it is definitely more than about more than just drugs.
Yeah.
What else does Venezuela have? What else does Guyana have? What do they have?
Yeah, the resource. That's what the conversation was.
Venezuela has totally, and immediately as soon as they got the oil, it was like, we're going to be friends, and then obviously, if whatever America was asking from Venezuela, the negotiations may have soured, and then all of a sudden it starts to we're going against them and the drugs, and that's generally America's MO. That is what they do. And where I'm still leaning on the side of I don't know who all's going to beat them yet is because who's the opposition? At this moment in time, they have all the wealth and the power to do whatever they want around the world until you have an opposition. That is how the swing goes. So it's like, okay, who is going to be in opposition to America at this moment in time? Because it isn't. Venezuela can go to war with them, and your country, all of the Caribbean, can be destroyed by America doing their might. They do it all the time. But somebody has to be like, some part of the world has to be, we are stopping these guys from being the world police. We have to, because they will bomb places with impunity. It doesn't matter. A general resigned being like, I cannot be privy to what he's doing in the Caribbean seas. Like, I can't do this. This is unconstitutional. We cannot do this.
Yep.
But who cares? He went, nobody even batted an eyelid. Another person came in and they're ready to carry on bombing. So when are we going to be like, no, enough is enough? And that goes for the American citizens as well. When are you actually going to be like, not in my name? Can this be carried out? Everybody has to be sick and tired of it. Like, truly be like, it's got to end. We've got to stop this.
Yeah.
It's just that, I'm sick and tired of the bullying globally. I'm sick and tired of it. But it's like you said, who's gonna stop them? Who's gonna stop the white supremacists? Who's gonna stop them? The minute they see anybody doing anything of worth, or the next thing you're doing is you're saying that they're terrorists or they're fucking communists or they're drug dealers or some shit like that. You've always got something to say, innit? What about you lot?
all the damn time. Dana is saying there is a petition to keep them out of Grenada.
I know.
For the natural resources. Slicer says Venezuela has the third largest oil reserves in the planet. Apparently,
thank you.
We all know why America is there. They're going to take. They're taking Venezuela. That's
100%.
Area 100%. Or a real African man.
Sorry, go on.
Let me do this message. A real African man says China doesn't really want to go to war head to head with them. It might stunt their economic growth. Maybe, but that may be what it is. I don't know. Yeah, go on.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, so in Deacon Mitchell, who's the Grenadian Prime Minister, he's saying that they haven't made they haven't come to a conclusion yet whether or not they're going to allow America to dock troops in Grenada. And as you said, there's not only petitions, there's protesting going on as well. And it seems to be growing, which is great, because the fact it's like the actual audacity of them. It's just nobody wants it. Nobody wants it. Leave us alone.
But for the safety of the country, I can understand why a leader would allow America at this moment in time to do what they are going to do. In the same way, I understand how leaders of tribes wouldn't go against the British to keep their people safe. I understand why people are like, I'm not going to be the one to battle against America at this moment in time and I'm going to let them
America were fucked with us already. I get it. America, so being friends with them ain't going to do no one no favors either, because they'll do whatever the hell they want.
This is the thing.
Basically.
I'll just get this one. A real African man says, imagine strong arm robbing every country in the world and trying to present yourself as the best country in the world. That is Britain and America. that is what it is. There you go.
Basically.
Boy.
I was going to play a video of the family of the Trinidadian man who was killed. Because
there's a couple. There was more than one. There's been a few.
But it generally it says that this wild abandoned bombing is not strategic. It's not common sense, because usually the people who are doing the drug running, they're not the cartel bosses, and it is that. Do a bit more due diligence, because no one's not. This war on drugs has been going on since we were babies and from before that. So the war on drugs is always a political slogan. And it's not really the truth of the matter, because America definitely profits from the drug trade. So when it's more that, and that's what kind of like those women were going into, it's like not in that detail, but when you look at the changing heads of power, their relationship to the political leaders in America is what determines how hard they're going to go. Obviously, Trump is being reckless now because he's just shown his dick everywhere and just trying to go like, I'm hard on this and I'm a hard man and no one's going to mess with me. So dropping bombs on a country that don't give a fuck, like the leaders who are already dealing with the cartels, the cartels who kind of have strong-armed countries of their own right? You just bombing the workers is not going to get things done. Cartel leaders are survivors. They're going to be around probably forever. There's a different way. You're not going to quell the drug trade. The drugs are just going to come in from another port and another port, another port. I don't know how you stop the drug trade, but at this moment, this is there's leaders having beef and having their people being used as pawns. That's what's going on. It's more than just resources and that, but it's watching leaders and their relationships, because what deal needs to be brokered, who said no to what deal, is why now that Trump is now deciding, okay, I'm going to just bomb you. And the fact that he's got these toys to play, like he's got these things to play with at his whimsy, is also really fucking crazy. And it is exactly that. Not in my name. It needs to be stronger. I don't know what people can do, and I'm sure I know from the conversations I'm seeing online that Americans are just losing their heads. Like what the hell is going on? Some Americans, like that.
But the thing is, as well, what's scary about this bombing in the Caribbean Sea and stuff like that is there are fishermen now who are scared to go fishing. There are people who have nothing to do with the drug trade whatsoever, and they're actually scared because man's just dropping bombs wherever he feels like it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you don't like again the strategy. What's the strategy? Because there's any waters anyhow that you just assume. What's your intel? What's your strategy? Well, who are you actually talking? This is again like this is very much like what they're doing in Gaza. We're looking for Hamas. Are you actually doing your due diligence? Are you using intelligence? You've got the whole CIA, everything. What intelligence are you actually using to actually find the actual terrorists? And then what, you're just bombing at will. So 50,000 millions of civilians are dying in the hunt for a few people that actually, if you took a minute and actually honed in and use this fantabulous CIA, FBI, whatever case you're doing, you're not doing that. This strategy is anyhow. You can't just be bombing waters just for the sake of it.
But this is it. The test was when the first flotilla was well, not the first, but the first in recent times was attacked and boarded in international waters. That's illegal. When that happened and nobody said anything, not too long after, Trump started to do his bombing and what he's doing in international waters. It's illegal. But if you fuck with international law on one hand, who's to say that you can't fuck with it again? They're just testing it. That's all they're doing.
Family members of a young man from Trinidad and Tobago says he was killed in a recent U.S. military attack on a boat in the Caribbean this week. The family says 26-year-old Chad Joseph was a simple fisherman. He went to Venezuela 6 months ago to find better work because he had relatives there. The family claims he died in a strike on Tuesday. Joseph's cousin, Afisha Clement, spoke out about her pain.
Donald Trump take a father, a brother, uncle and nephew. From families, Donald Trump don't care what he do, you know. He just targeting one thing in Venezuela. And he's saying it's drug cartels. It's not that. It's not that. Donald Trump, you need to stop your shit and stop killing innocent people.
U.S. President Donald Trump has ordered U.S. troops to the Southern Caribbean to fight drug trafficking. They have since hit at least 6 boats they claim were involved in illegal drugs. So far, these attacks have killed at least 27 people, but no evidence of involvement in the drug trade has been shared. The Trump administration has given little info about these strikes, no names of the dead, or details on what was on the boats.
Why, if you see a boat have narcotics on it, where's the narcotics? We want evidence, we want proof. There is nothing. The other day, they intercept a boat with 4 men on it. Why they take off the men and them and shoot up the boat after?
Joseph's mom, Lenore Burnley, said no one from Trinidad's government has reached out to her.
No. Tell us nothing. All we've seen is social media, people coming to put it out there. No police, nobody.
A U.S. official told Reuters that a strike on Thursday was the first with survivors. Legal experts question why the military, not the Coast Guard, is conducting these deadly operations. They also ask why the U.S. doesn't try to stop the boats without killing people. Democrats in Congress say the White House hasn't given good reasons or spy info to explain the actions. The Trump administration argues it is fighting Venezuelan narco-terrorists, making the strikes legitimate. Trump also confirmed on Wednesday that he authorized the CIA to conduct covert operations in Venezuela. This ramps up U.S. pressure on leader Nicolas Maduro, whom the U.S. blames for drug ties and criminal gangs. Maduro denies it all and says the U.S. wants him out of power. On Thursday, Venezuela asked the United Nations Security Council to rule these U.S. boat attacks illegal.
Man, that's crazy. I can't believe the government hasn't even been in touch with the families. That's crazy work. This is wild. This can really gather some pace, you know, with Donald. He's got years left. And that's if he even goes. Like, you literally have his hype man, Steve Bannon on TV talking about, look, we're working on how he isn't leaving. We are working on it. Basically, we need the country to be for him to stay. And we've always known that was the plan, but dude may not be. And also then you had the Ukrainian leader, Zelensky, talking about if you give us something else, we will swap you drones. I think they need some type of artillery that America has, and America still needs lots of drones. And this is all in plain sight. They're talking, he's talking about it. What was doing the bombings? Drones. Like, they're doing this all in our faces. It's crazy. It's like, how close to home does it actually have to be? Really? Yeah, exactly. How do we get around this? But America has to be stopped because everybody's in it. The Democrats aren't even saying this isn't okay. Like, it's like there's no opposition to what
he's commenting.
No.
It's actually crazy. Like, there is no such thing as international law. It's just the will of man. That's it.
At the moment, they're just playing our faces, as you're saying. They're just playing in our faces. And they're showing that we have no, they're showing how non-democratic and how powerless we are. And I'm not sure, because the way that Trump is acting is like, and he's turned his weapons on his own people, the way that he's raiding every state. So he's flexing his, I'm not even going to give him the title of muscles, flexing his tentacles to show how strong he is. Or it's not even a question of he's strong. It's just the fact that he has the tools at his whim at the moment. He runs the world at this moment. And woe betide anyone.
It's the fact that they love to throw the word terrorist around to just, when we said it earlier, to justify their actions.
Yeah,
you know, It's not illegal because they're terrorists. Oh, okay. All right, then, thanks.
And it would be good to know from the Venezuelan side and the political leaders side, because obviously those countries have also had problems with their leaders as well. And like I said, the drug trade in general is lucrative for all countries involved. The heads of state, the people on the ground, who are the runners and stuff, they're making, even the mob leaders are only making so much. The people that are really getting money out of this are the governments. So, do you know what I mean? If you want to bomb anything, I'm not even saying bomb. If you want to do that, why don't you kill the poppy seeds, the plot,
because they don't care about that. It's
exactly
not really what it's about. Yeah, exactly. You're right.
You can target the crops easily.
This is what makes me laugh. You've got all this artillery, this next level weaponry that can pick a man out of in a cave and all this shit like that. But your aim is never correct. You're not ever aiming at what you should be aiming at, innit? You're aiming at the boat rather than aiming at the plant. You can't see the plant.
Stop the spores.
You can't see where it's being grown.
What's the point of having a drone? The drone to look for all the resources. The actual there's definitely a warehouse that's got loads of keys in it.
Right? There's something going on. Even if it's underground, haven't you got cameras that can deal with that shit?
It's never that. It's all the same. It literally is all the same. If you think of if the government can legitimately put drugs on the street, they're always putting drugs on the street. It's not to say that it stopped in the 80s. They are still now. They're just peddling fentanyl and opioids. But they are always peddling drugs. Always. They're always drug pushers. They're always drug dealers.
Absolutely.
So that's not a thing, really. Just say the truth. You want to take the oil. It's like, just call it what it is. We want to take over your land because oil is there now.
Yes. Like we've done in all the other places. We're coming here now.
We want you to bend to our will. That's what I'm saying. Let's look at the leaders and their relationships. That's what's going on here. Literally, that's all it is. This one's not playing ball, so now, all right, I'm going to show you my balls.
Yeah,
bullshit. Oh God. Anyway, I've lost my screen.
Yes, they're all drug pushers. They're all doing the same thing. He's saying it for so many years now. That's why voting is a crock of shit anyway, because it's all the same stuff. It's like either we would have to remove all of them in like entirety. We would have to start again, building another fraction, because they've sewn up everything within the laws. It's like they're always going to be in self-interest. And as a normal person, you're always food. That's why they can bomb the boat and kill fishermen, and the families don't even get an official coming to say this is what's happened to your family member. You can just do that. It's like we're just mere ants walking around, and we can take you out whenever we want to.
Day by day, we're being shown how insignificant we are to them, the powers that be.
Other than to be the worker bees.
All right, so moving on. Oh,
we've got money.
Hello. Thank you. Remember that Nino Brown court scene in New Jack City? It's bigger than Nino Brown. It's big business. Yes. Absolutely. Every boss that thinks he's a boss is not a boss.
Exactly.
It's like at a whim. You're running until you've had enough. You're running until you've had enough.
Yeah, it's until they decide, okay, that's the end of it. If you think of like Freeway with Ross, when he's making millions, he comes out broke as hell. It's like they allowed you to amass that and be peddling drugs in all the places until it's like, okay, next man has to come in now. And then your time is done. But you've got all of these people hooked on a substance. They allow people to do it. It's not, they know what everybody's up to, really. They do that with the kids now. They watch you and build cases. They let you off a little bit, put you on remand for a minute. They're just waiting for you to go up in the ranks to take you down again.
Yeah.
Pass it on to the next person.
Let's move on. So I don't know if you guys saw, Reform's only black branch chair has quit over harmful migration debate. Neville Watson, the only black branch chair of Reform UK, has resigned from the party, citing growing concerns about the tone of Britain's migration debate and the influence of Christian nationalism. Watson, who led the Enfield branch in North London, said that while he had not personally experienced racism within the party, the increasingly divisive rhetoric on immigration was doing more harm than good and undermining community cohesion. Now, there's not an actual video. I've got two videos. One of this just going through what he was saying. It's a boring video, but we'll watch it anyway. This guy Neville is it rhymes with spoon. Let's say
yes, people. Okay, right now we're checking out this article about Reform UK. So it says here, Reform's only black branch chair quits over harmful migration debate. So let's see what's going on here. So it says here, the only black branch chair of Reform UK has left the right-wing populist party, saying the tone of Britain's migration debate is doing more harm than good. Neville Watson from North London told The Guardian he had not experienced any racism whilst being a member of Reform. But, there's a lot of good people there. However, the former leader of the party's Enfield branch said he was alarmed by the growing influence of Christian nationalism, the hard right movement that blends politics with fundamentalism. Now, Watson added that he has been dismayed by rising levels of Islamophobia, feared some people within the party were sympathetic to the likes of the far-right activist Tommy.
So he's reading through that. This is what he said, but I actually wanted to share this. This is him talking because he used to represent UKIP back in the day.
Oh, so he's been a spoon for a long time then.
Yeah. Look at him. This is his campaign.
This is campaign video. No, not on the phone. Why UKIP?
Many people have asked me, why am I standing for UKIP? Well, it's simply this. A, UKIP allows me to profess my faith. It allows me, as a Christian, to be able to speak about my faith without any fear. What also is important for me as a representative is that UKIP allows me, as a community MP, to put my community first. And that's important, because first and foremost, I am a community MP. That means so much to me that I can represent this constituency. All other parties, they believe in this whip, which means any votes in government, I have to vote with the government. UKIP say no. UKIP say vote with your constituents. Put your constituents first. That's vital. What other reasons would I stand for UKIP? UKIP are not an anti-immigration party. UKIP are a party that believes we should have controlled immigration. Also, it believes all people, regardless of their colour, regardless of race, as long as you're in Britain, all as British, we all come together. It's not about colour. It's about controlling the amount of people coming in. It's logic. And certainly I believe in that.
Is he okay? No.
Also,
okay.
Commonwealth.
Okay.
With UKIP, it wants us to realign ourselves with the great Commonwealth. And that to me is important. As somebody from Jamaican heritage, I believe strongly it's the Commonwealth that we should develop, not just develop, but realign ourselves and continue to strengthen and forge those links within our Commonwealth, within the Commonwealth countries. Those are some of the reasons why particularly I'm standing for UKIP.
Dickhead. Dickhead. What an idiot. What an absolute idiot.
Whose uncle is that?
Oh, please. Come and get your boy.
What an absolute. His haircut.
Yeah.
His haircut's a lot.
Whose dad?
It's a problem.
Whose dad is that?
Actually,
no, bro. Neville. For a very, very long time. That was in 20.
Yeah. So he went from UKIP to Reform. And look, you can... No, I can't even. I was just trying to intellectualize him. He's not a dickhead. And now you've resigned. How can you resign and say, it's going a bit too far now? When was too far? You joined them. They were too far from when they were formed. When was too far? I don't understand.
When they called him the N-word.
Yeah.
When he went to the thing, when he went to the conference and they said, you're an N-word, but not like them other N-words.
Yeah.
You're a bit of an all right N-word, you are. N-word. That's when he
did
left.
You not say,
he thought...
No, you know
You're cutting out, Nana, I think. Nah, can you hear her? Can you hear her?
You're cutting out. You're cutting out, Nans.
Did you not see the video of them having a meeting and they're all cussing each other.
Yes. Sorry, let me find that.
Can you hear me now?
No, I think it's because you're uploading. Hold on.
Okay, carry on.
No, I'm gonna go find that video. Keep talking.
I've got nothing to say. I've got nothing left.
Well, okay.
The man's just an idiot. Like I really don't understand. Yeah, genuinely, I don't understand how he can say with a straight face it isn't about race or color, but it is, because that's what they're doing. They're telling people that you're not English or you're not British, you're not from here. It is absolutely about that.
Let me see. Where's that leaked video?
Yeah, I agree, Colette. His mustache was on smoke too.
Hitler-esque.
Is it better now?
Yeah.
I think so. You're just freezing a bit. You are freezing a bit. You're all right now for now. Let's see. See how it goes. Yeah, this is the council having a little bit of a meltdown or something like that.
Oh, what's this?
Oh, I'm going to mute you in a minute. You're just going to have to fucking suck it up, okay? It's then my job as leader to appoint a cabinet, which I've done. And the way the constitution works, it is the leader and the cabinet who make the big decisions. Now, because I'm not a dictator or an autocrat, I like feedback. I like to discuss. I like to hear what everybody thinks. However, when it comes to making the really big decisions, and I'm afraid LGR is one of those really big decisions, sometimes I will make a decision that might not be liked by everybody in the group. But I'm afraid you're just going to have to fucking suck it up, okay? Because I am the democratically elected leader. And on LGR, I've made a decision that, and it's Brian's responsibility, and it's a massive responsibility sitting on his shoulders right now, to try and come up with these savings to make the books balance. If we can avoid putting up council tax by the full 5%, that is going to be the best thing that we can do to show that reform can actually run something as big as Kent County Council. Because let's not forget, we are the shop window in KCC. People are looking at us, they're judging us every single day, every single minute of every single day. Nigel knows that. He is super aware that we are the flagship council.
Proposal is that's going forward, then quite frankly, the question is that the right leader and the right cabinet? Because we as backbenchers need to understand what we're getting behind. I'm not asking...
There physically isn't time at this stage. So what we've done...
I'm not asking you to run through everything. I'm just asking you...
Well, you are. That's exactly what you're asking me to do.
No. I don't know whether or not you're intentionally sort of picking things up. Or the problem is, it's easier when it's face-to-face. Right,
of course it's easier when it's face-to-face.
Right.
I'm going to be on bloody holiday this week, Paul.
Okay,
I don't want to be having this meeting.
Right. What the proposal is that you're putting forward, that's all I'm asking for.
And my reply to that
we'll
is...
be briefed as it goes. Yeah.
Paul, I'm going to mute you in a minute. Let me reply. We're running out of time.
It's all right, Brian. You keep laughing your head off, mate.
In the committee meeting, Paul, I'm going to mute you so I can just speak.
Let's face it, the situation at the moment regards our group is not great. You know, I've worked my arse off in my own portfolio and I'm still getting a rod up my backside.
I don't give a fuck anymore. But anyway.
No, it gets better. It's like they descend into absolute chaos where there's another guy and he's literally like, dickheads. Like, it just goes mad. Like, they are the worst set of people and they have this council and they are probably going to destroy it. Like, the reform would be a threat if they could get their shit together, but they can't. That's the problem.
It's because their leader doesn't really care.
And to be
about making money.
Fuck it up, definitely fuck it up. And that's why Neville had to leave. Was it? Is that why Neville left? So imagine, would Neville have been...
I wonder where Neville's going now.
He's going to make us...
I wonder what Neville's going to do now.
Would Neville have been
Conservatives next, maybe.
Maybe. Would Neville have been the only black in the square in that Zoom meeting? Like, imagine that. Come on.
Neville didn't get invited. They didn't tell Neville there was a meeting.
That part. That part. They're not your friends, Neville. They never were, and they never are going to be. Moving on. The Clarion manager has been caught in a leaked call instructing staff to fake fire safety notice. A manager at Clarion, the UK's largest housing association, has been recorded telling a staff member how to falsify evidence of fire safety compliance by pretending to post a required notice and sending a photo as proof. The leaked call obtained by Sky News has reignited concerns about poor fire safety standards in social housing 8 years after the Grenfell fire tragedy. Oh, no, she's gone for a second. Hopefully she'll be back. So yes, this was like an overheard conversation. There's lots of leaking going on. Lots of it.
What you're about to hear is a senior manager at Clarion, the UK's largest housing association, tell one of her team he can pretend he's put up an important fire safety notice in one of their buildings.
No one can't listen into our calls. Okay, no. So if you don't get access tomorrow, all right, don't tell anyone I told you this.
Yeah.
What? Just put it up in a plain bit of wall.
Yeah.
Take a picture.
Okay, got ya.
It's done. Don't make a habit of doing that though.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
The call then continues.
You better never tell no one I told you that, you know.
Yeah, no, that's good, I'll do that.
I'm trying to help you hit your targets.
Yeah, 100%.
Alright, but let's not make a habit of it.
Yeah, no, definitely. Alright, cool.
Alright. I bet I can trust you, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
If you don't, I'll come and find you.
The poster he's supposed to have been putting up is a notice asking any residents with disabilities or vulnerabilities to contact Clarion. That's so the London Fire Brigade could make a plan to get them out of the building in the event of a fire. It's part of compliance with new regulations brought in since the Grenfell Tower fire. But she's clearly telling him it's okay to fake putting it up by taking a photo of it on a blank wall anywhere.
My team is always on point. We always meet our targets. My work's through you guys and how you
hoping.
That's my main focus.
That conversation took place in 2022, as this email reporting it to Clarion's HR team explains. This was sent in September 2023 by the employee involved, reporting that he was directed to create a deceptive visual representation for a fire risk action. A year later, in September 2024, the recording was sent to management and then they began investigating. The manager involved wasn't sacked until summer 2025, almost 2 years after Clarion were first told about it. Clarion say that in 2023 no supporting evidence was provided despite our request. When an audio recording was shared with us, we immediately launched a full investigation, which led to the dismissal of a staff member. They add our investigation included interviews of all relevant team members to ensure this was an isolated incident.
Wow.
The manager involved was in charge of around 40 blocks in North London. Plans for evacuating vulnerable residents should be stored in boxes like this in high-rise blocks. And just to be clear, the consequence of that information not being readily available to the fire brigade?
Could be death, serious injury to the person.
This chartered surveyor specialises in fire safety. We played the recording to him. Would you see this as an isolated incident, or do you think this could be industry-wide?
It will be industry-wide, yes. Money saving? Couldn't care less. Lessons haven't been learnt. It won't happen to me. You know, the same thing that happened with Grenfell, which I and other people were warning about being ignored.
Edward Defan survived the Grenfell fire, escaping from the 16th floor.
I stood underneath the burning carcass of Grenfell in the days after the fire, and I was absolutely convinced that it would be the catalyst for societal change.
He's frustrated a new conduct standard for people working in social housing still won't be fully implemented for another 3 to 4 years.
The only conclusion I can come to is that those in power, those people who have the power to make the change necessary, really don't care enough about people that live in social housing.
This matters not just to the thousands of people who live in Clarion buildings, but also because Clarion is a major home builder. The government has an ambitious plan to build 1.5 million homes by the end of this parliament, and companies like Clarion will be needed if they're going to deliver that. Kwejo Twenoboa campaigns on behalf of social housing tenants.
I do worry about the fact that they are going to be in charge of housing thousands of more people up and down the country. They are also my landlord, and it's an absolute disgrace that 5 years into me campaigning, there's still situations like this.
Clarion told us they're committed to playing their part in building safe, affordable homes. A government spokesperson said these allegations show a total disregard of vulnerable people. Those breaking the law can already face prosecution, and we're introducing new laws so that residential personal emergency evacuation plans are required for all high-rise homes.
Just put it up in a plain bit of wall.
Yeah.
Take a picture.
Okay, got ya.
But this recording will confirm fears of social housing residents who don't believe their safety is always taken seriously.
God.
Do you know what?
The point. Oh.
And it's that, because you know what? I was listening and I was like, I hadn't listened to all of it. But that's not that there's a bigger story. But obviously, as black people, we're like, oh, for fuck's sake. For fuck's sake. Or just generally, it's definitely industry wide, because she's not going to take it off on her own back. She's been told
Industry wide.
She's been
taught that. They've been shown that they can get away with certain things.
Yeah.
I saw a part of that story earlier on today, so I knew it was a black woman, but it's just crazy.
Bloody
people have not learned their lessons.
Man. But also, on all sides, I get she's providing this, like, only do this information to this guy. But there's still a responsibility in your own job. I feel like everybody involved needed to lose their job.
Yeah.
Like, you know, not just this one woman. I feel like a whole department needs to have. He needs to lose it too. Like, you still had a job to do. Doesn't matter if she's telling you to do a shoddy thing. You still had a job to do as well. Like, I just feel like it's incompetence all around. I'm not excusing her behavior. I feel like more people need to go. Her manager also, like, Grenfell wasn't one person making a decision. It was departments, heads, all not doing what they're supposed to do. And all you got was sackings. People need to go to prison for this shit. It's really important. Like, it's not you just lose your job. Loads of people should lose their job. It shouldn't be okay at all in any way, shape or form.
Interesting. Steve Ochog 1707 said he called up feigning incompetence. My girl gave him a blight, lost her job. I don't know why. I don't know.
No, but she shouldn't have given him a blight. That's the problem. Yeah. Why are you defending some dude who isn't doing his job properly and giving him ways to not do his job? No, it should be like, look, you got to do this.
Yeah.
This is your job. You got to do it. I shouldn't be giving you ways out of doing your job.
And no, we're not excusing her behavior at all. I don't know what's going on here. Dave Williams, black people, what do you mean, black people? I mean, this is an industry thing. Black people don't run the councils. It's employees. There's a culture that gets cultivated in certain workplaces, and sometimes even trying to do your best gets shut down. So, or that gets like, oh, just don't worry about it. So you get some people, and it's not an excuse, people get complacent into the work environment. So yeah, as Nana says, everyone needs to lose a job. Everyone needs to be held accountable. But definitely the leaders at the top, if you don't know what's going on in your lower ranking, that's a problem as well. You're not a good leader.
Exactly. You're also a problem. Are you not listening to the conversations? Because generally people should be listening to what is going on. You should. The investigation took far too long. Why is it taking you 2 years to get to the bottom of this? So that's 2 years worth of shaggery that could have been going on. It's like, come on, why did it take you that long? Everybody along the way needs to be held accountable. But Clarion does have a real problem anyway, because they have lots of different housing issues. So again, that needs to be taken into task. You can't just have housing stock and you don't look after it properly, and you have people giving you rent. Nothing is free. When people talk about social housing, like you don't pay rent, we pay rent in them as well. You know,
thank you very much. It's like, don't treat us just because I'm in Bible. I pay my rent every day. If I don't pay my rent, I still get in trouble. It's not like we're living a free life out here.
It's not free. Yeah, it is not free. And sometimes it's very expensive. It's not free.
Really? Listen, them building fees. Listen. Don't try it, Leah. Long.
My sister says, I lived on the 22nd floor high rise 13 years ago, and we knew it was a fire risk. We reported it to all the national newspapers, and no one took up the story then and now. The corruption is countrywide.
100%. 100%.
It is, and it's like it's all types of safety. It's mold, it's damp, it's all those things until people become very sick and people die and it gets more and more press. That's when they start to pull their finger out. But the level of care in social housing is so low.
Yes.
So, and even look, Kojo's done a lot of series on exposing councils, and some of the places that he's filmed and shown that families are living in is beyond, and it's like your council run. It's not even like a shoddy landlord. These are council run properties that have got children and families living in absolute squalor, not because they're filthy people, but because you guys cannot be bothered. Like I said, the deterioration, I've been in council housing for 25 years. From when I moved in 2000 to today, the decline in services is crazy, that to the point where like you come in and you use cheap materials. Why that I'm calling back in a week later, because the cheap materials you bought are broken. Why not use your common sense and invest in proper materials? You don't have to get called out every damn day. And then when you're called, you're getting called out because
they don't care. Because the other thing is they don't have when we got our flats or whatever it is back in the day, I remember when I first moved into my I've always been housing an association, not council, but it's same. But I remember there were caretakers who lived on site. Who would come, who would fix things in your house. That's what happened in those days. Now they don't care. They subcontract every single thing, and the people that they're subcontracting it to don't actually give a shit. And if they come to your house and there's one thing that's outside of the line that they were told to fix, they're not fixing it.
Yeah, 100%.
And then you have to go down the list again and wait for them to come and do something. You literally have to be on your housings nuts for them to do anything. They rely on you actually losing the will to even contact them. Because they don't give a shit. They just want you to pay what they do. They just want you to pay your rent, and that's it. Try not paying your rent. They'll send you a letter over Christmas saying, just because it's Christmas, don't think you can't pay your rent.
Exactly.
They're fuckeries. They don't care. It's because it's a business. Like Peabody Housing Trust, who I was with for 19 years, they can't even call themselves a trust no more because it's a business. They've had to remove the charity side of it. We're not charity no more.
Yeah.
Peabody are one of the worst as well, and their housing is
disgusting,
shoddy and old and not fit for purpose a lot of the time. They are one of the worst. They are disgraceful. It's actually, but that whole thing of like caretakers on my mum's estate, there used to be 2 of them. Those houses got sold off quick time. There are no caretakers that live on the estate anymore. It literally is just workers, and it's that because you don't live on the estate, you come. You sweep up anyhow, and then you go and bug up to wherever you live. But the caretakers cared because that was their road.
Exactly.
One of us could go and knock on the door and be like, "Oh, something's built here." But you removed all of that, and anything got cheaper. No rent.
It's got more expensive
every single year. And the thing is,
and service charges. It's got more expensive. My grandfather, my great uncle, he was a caretaker, and it's like you said. The care that he took of the place that he looked after, because you're there, it's your home.
That's the thing. And I as you said, Kate, I forgot about when I first moved here. We had a caretaker. Here. We had caretakers. We had multiple cleaners for every block. It's a sprawling block. It's crazy. I see one man every morning. One man once a week now. Before you'd see them every morning, gone down to once a week, maybe now once a month. But who knows? Who the hell knows? And it would make. It's just logic. It's like. Why would you? It's logical. What's the cost of having one of the houses within the block being lived in by a caretaker? Remember when in Insecure, when Issa Rae became the caretaker of the block, she managed to get free housing, but she's making clear that the block
caretakers used to have.
That is what it's supposed to be. That is what would make the block. This saves you money. It would, I would think.
Well, no, because what it is you want social housing to become rundown. So that it can be like it's unfit for purpose, and then the gentrifiers can come in and be like, we can take over this, guys, and then they move you all out to somewhere else. That becomes condemned, and then they start building their houses, which has the Russian and Chinese oligarchs just buying it all up, and all of the billionaires. Like but this is what they do, and then you have us sideways fighting with people over flipping immigration, talking about, oh, look at my area, it's all run down. And it's like, this is by design. They are purposefully not putting the money into where we are living. And then you want to blame a Polish person when they're just bopping down the street and being like, you've taken all the jobs in our housing. It's like, guys, it's not that. They condemn buildings all the time, and then before you know it, Barclays Homes has taken over, repurposed it, and they're selling it to people. Like they do this everywhere, and this is what they are doing. From when Maggie Thatcher came in and was allowing social housing to be sold, and people thought, oh, this is a great thing, so that we can now be middle class. That's not. They have you there for a moment in time, and then they'll sweep the middle class off, and all of us are just going to be paupers and rich folk. That's it. Paupers or you're rich. There'll be no middle class. It's like people don't be gassed because they allowed you to buy a council house. It should never have been that way. You need social housing for people. It's actually thoroughly important.
With social housing, though, there's no point in having social housing if you're not putting back into it.
Exactly.
You have to put back into it. You have to maintain it, and you have to build new properties.
Yes.
And they're just not doing that.
Do you mean to be gone, Farrah?
No, my camera's gone.
Oh. No, exactly that. It's like, and it doesn't make any sense. Anyway, well, you said it all. Like, why run down the building? People are, and especially those who are paying rent. And not even to say, even if you're on benefits, it shouldn't be that you're just because you're on benefits, you're treated like shit either. Yeah. But there, those of us who are paying full rent,
everyone pays something.
Everyone is paying full rent, full services. Let me see the fruits of my damn labor. Let me see the fruits of my bills, please. I beg. Because there's so many things. The times I've been, because I've been a young mum student where I was getting government support until I finished studying, and then I went into employment after I graduated from uni. The journey of even being available to call them and the difference, and just seeing how you get treated along the way, it is crazy, the decline. It's crazy that I'm now sounding like my parents or the elders are saying, "Oh my God, back in my day." Literally, I can actually physically say, back in my day, 25 years ago in this flat, I could call and they'd come. And even then it wasn't perfect service, but you get better service.
But that isn't even that long ago. That's why it's like, you guys have done this shit to us. Like you've set this all up so perfectly. You have slowly chipped away at all of our services, even where you can't even get a flipping doctor anymore. And then you have people turning to the left instead of looking up and being like, it's because of you. It's because of you are here as an immigrant. You're taking my services. And it's like, dude, if they weren't here, you still wouldn't have any services.
Exactly.
Like they're eroding it all the time. Like literally, this is how it goes. It's not overpopulation. It is underspending. That's why Priti Patel can spend 77k on flipping getting her eyelashes done. That's
exactly.
Why MPs don't have no curbs on their spending. Like it's just so frustrating. It pisses me off royally. And hello, Audrey. And also hello, Bardi Gang is in the house as well.
Hey, Bardi. Hey, Audrey. Let's get. I was going to go to something else, but let's get more intense before I get a bit more serious. So, thousands of staff of NHS, bloody hell, thousands. NHS staff have been fined for parking at work, data reveals. New data obtained by Channel 4 Fact Check shows that more than 25,000 NHS staff were issued car parking fines in just 17 hospital trusts in England last year, with over 200 NHS trusts nationwide. The true figure is likely far higher. Nurses and hospital workers have described being fined hundreds of pounds while struggling to find parking spaces, sparking anger over what unions called shocking exploitation of frontline staff. Let me get it up. I mean, I despair of people who work.
Parking's a con anyway.
100%. How can you're visiting someone and you're being charged extortionately? What the hell?
They had rounded up to about £15,000 that they say I owed the hospital.
£15,000?
Yes.
Can you afford to pay that?
Definitely not.
This is Shakiba Robinson. She's a cancer care coordinator. With 4 young kids, she drives to get her children to school and herself to work. But parking at the hospital has become a nightmare. Shakiba couldn't afford the £600 a year parking permit, so she tried to park near hospital bins in undesignated spaces.
I'm out of the way. I'm not obstructing anyone. I'm actually not even in a parking space that permit holders would pay for.
But even that didn't work as she was confronted by parking management.
He jumped out and, aggressively showed me he's got a camera and he wants to record me giving my identification.
How much did your parking fines come to in the end?
It was around 197 tickets.
We exclusively found that over 25,000 parking fines have been given to NHS staff for around 17 NHS trusts. And we know that there are thousands more. We contacted every single NHS trust with a car park in England. Some of them said that they don't separate between staff and visitors, but we saw the totals, so we know that there were loads there. Some of them said that third-party companies are running their car parks, so we couldn't get those figures. But we know that thousands of fines are being given to NHS staff.
Scotland, Wales, they don't have this problem because they have free parking. What would you say to Wes Streeting about what he should do about this?
Our absolute clear message to both the government and to organisations, the trusts themselves, is they should be providing safe, cost-effective parking or travel means so that everyone can get to work without worry and without actually it costing them an extortionate amount.
St George's University Hospital's NHS Foundation Trust said, "We know that for some of our 10,000 members of staff, including those who work shifts, driving to work is unavoidable. This is why parking permits are prioritised for those who need them the most."
Tickets.
As parking tickets continue to be issued, the dozens of NHS staff that we've spoken to say that the impact of these extra costs could drive them out of the jobs they love.
So they had rounded it up to about 50.
Okay, that's really.
It's just ridiculous to expect the staff to pay for parking. And especially at those prices. £600 a year for a permit to park at work is not a bargain.
No,
it's not a bargain.
It's not a bargain.
Oh my God. The thing is, like, wages ain't that high anyway. And that's money that you should have a parking space. You should be able to park there for free. It's
the fact that they have the parking spaces.
Or even when you're there in hospital, thinking of when I was having the boys and the amount of money that we were spending on parking, I'm actually a patient in hospital.
Exactly.
Like, we have to go there. I have to go and feed the baby. Like, and then you're going to charge me. It was literally like about tenner.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money when I have to be in hospital. It's crazy. You're making so much money off of people.
Yeah. I think it's more than that now. I think it's more than that because
now,
even like when I've gone to like see people in hospital in the last couple of years, I'm parking on the street somewhere. I'm driving somewhere else because it's so expensive to park inside of the hospital. It's actually ridiculous, and I don't know why they do it. Like they said in Scotland and Wales, it's free, but here you got to pay for it.
Yeah.
Why do I have to pay for it? If it's a case of they don't want people to abuse free parking, okay, cool. Then make people get their ticket validated.
Yeah.
So when you go to the reception, say where you're going, or on the ward, the person that you're going to see, validate my ticket.
Exactly.
Make it so that you have to have your ticket validated. They don't actually need to be charging people to park. It's dumb.
It's dumb. It's so bad, so dumb. It's so wicked and bad mind from your actual staff. I think someone's laughing at the fact that she got 197, but I don't know how it racked up like that. But at the same time, she's like trying to find spaces.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, she shouldn't be in that situation.
No,
she shouldn't be as an employee.
But sometimes as well with these dodgy parking companies, because that's the other thing. A lot of times what they say is, oh, it's a third party. I remember I got a parking ticket once when I went to the petrol station. You know, like the ones that have got like the Marks and Spencer's things in it. So I went to the petrol station and I did a little shop. I took longer than 30 minutes, right? Because I'm doing a little shop in the Marks and Spencer's. I got a parking ticket. And I'm like, I must have been about 5 minutes out of... Yeah, but because it's like the Marks and Spencer's petrol station. Yeah. You only get 30 minutes to be there.
Really?
So it must have took me longer. Let's say it took me 35 minutes. I got a parking ticket. And I disputed it. I said, but I'm shopping. I've got my receipt. They don't care. So that's what they always say. It's the third party people. There's nothing that we can do. That's what Marks and Spencer's basically told me. There's nothing we can do because we hire these people to serve to do the car parking. And then people don't care. But with them dodgy little things as well, sometimes it takes them a while to send you all your tickets if you get tickets. So it's not like you're getting them straight away. So she could have got, 197 is a lot to get, but she could have got 50 in one go because she didn't know. She's parking every day to go to work. And then she's got tickets just come to her. Before you know it, she's got a load. She's thinking she's doing all right because she's not getting a ticket on her car. She's getting a letter sent to her yard.
Yeah. There's so many things. It's wild, and it's that third party thing that was I'm pissed off. Why do you even need a third party regulating that anyway? Get out of here.
But that's why they can't clamp you anymore because it's illegal. Do you know that? It was the third party people that used to clamp people all the time, and they're not allowed to do that anymore. That's why they give you a ticket. We'll send you a ticket.
AO says definitely not third party. The NHS can revoke it straight away if they want it.
Operative words.
At their discretion.
They want it at their discretion.
Yeah. Why would you want that woman under so much pressure though? She has a job. I don't she 15K, and you're look, I'm actually trying to get to work to do a job so that I can pay my bills, and then you're giving her more bills.
And an important job at that. She works in the cancer department. Come on,
this is mad. It's
mad. It's mad and it's evil. I don't understand. Every time NHS is close to the situation at home, it's every day I hear stories. It's oh my God, why? Just people trying to care for people.
She's trying to make money all the time.
So
every way.
Yeah, it is an extra source of income for them, isn't it?
Yeah, it shouldn't even be that. It shouldn't even be that. It shouldn't be an extra. Where does it go? What pockets does it line? That shouldn't be the hospital's extra source of income. Imagine a hospital having to resort to extortioning their fucking staff to keep the lights on. Just as an aside, I've got a knee problem, so I'm finally getting an MRI on my knee. The way that they've messaged me from the day I got the appointment last week, they called me today, a Sunday, to say, "Are you coming for your appointment tomorrow?" And I was like, "What's going on?" And my daughter was like, "It's because they're so expensive." So they're making sure that I don't miss the appointment because it's so expensive. All of that. I love the care and attention, but they're just everything. They're on their niche. And when I've had this knee problem, I remember when I went to A&E and the doctor was he was giving up hope. He might as well have had a cigarette and a beer in his hand. He's like, it's you know what I mean? You can't, everything's expensive. He was saying I was like, well, shouldn't I just go straight to getting an MRI? Forget an x-ray because my knee's not broken. And he was like, well, the bloody NHS is on its knees. And he gave me
all say that. Whereas the other day, I've been waiting for an appointment for fucking about 6 months, Been waiting for this appointment. 2 weeks before my appointment, they sent me a letter saying, "Oh no, sorry, we've had to cancel your appointment. It's in January."
Oh,
but then I get a call from the NHS saying, "We just want to make sure you're still coming for your appointment." I'm like, "You sent me 2 letters telling me not to come." Then she's like, "Oh, you might want to check with them." Hold on, wait, I might want to check with them. You've called me.
Honestly,
no, they're doing this shit on purpose. They really are. Either way, we cannot do a medical insurance. We have to have our NHS.
Yeah,
that part.
We cannot go that way. It's
as much as they try, we cannot let it go.
Yeah,
no, got to uphold it. Please, that'll be it for UK.
Oh, well, I'm already saying why we're here, but truly, without the NHS, why are we here? That's wild. We ain't got good weather. We got shitty services, and then you've got to pay for healthcare. Absolutely not.
Shitty healthcare as well.
Because go somewhere hot and experience that life.
Yeah, I'm telling you. All right. Hundreds report police misogyny and racism after the BBC Panorama investigation. I think we talked about it last time. A couple of news nonsense ago. More than 300 people have contacted the BBC with new allegations of racism, misogyny and corruption within UK police forces following a Panorama undercover investigation. The 7-month probe filmed officers at one of London's busiest police stations making racism remarks, boasting about violence and mocking victims of domestic abuse and sexual assault. The revelations have reignited concerns about systemic discrimination and misconduct across British policing. And I just saw this this Instagram post just showing how people sharing their stories of how they've been dealt with at the hands of the police when they've had situations to report. So I want to just double check I've got the right one up. Let me see. 1 second, sorry. And it's a bit disgusting, actually. Alrighty, so these women have reported crimes, and this is what the police have told them. Ava says, reporting the rape to the police was like being raped all over again. They didn't believe me. They said nobody gets raped more than once. It was devastating. Right. Joanna says, one of the officers looked at me as if I was exaggerating the whole thing. He told me to grow a pair, followed by a chuckle. Sarah says, I was just a teenager and they asked what sexual position I had been raped in. They said, you can't be raped like that. Later as an adult, I realized that wasn't true. Ava said, this isn't one bad egg in the police. There's too many women of abuse. This is cultural. It has to change. Joanna said, I couldn't believe what I was hearing. It took so much to go there in the first place, and then I wished I hadn't. Claire says, I felt even more afraid and more isolated after speaking to the police. It's a boys' club, a network across police stations, police forces, and county lines. Sarah says, it's the legacy it leaves you with. It's appalling that police officers leave someone with worse scars than they had in the first place. And if you've been affected by any of the issues in this post, there is information and support at the BBC Action Line. And obviously there are other charities that support victims of abuse. And I'm sorry, and for anyone that was triggered by those words, I'm very sorry. But just reading that, I was like, what the hell?
That's crazy. But not surprising. I have a friend that I worked with for many years, and then she became a policewoman, and she left after 5 years. And literally, she left. Her words are because of my colleagues. That's why she left. She had wanted to be a policewoman for a long time. Finally, got an opportunity to, and then she was there 5 years. It's like just my colleagues. It's the worst place. And she was in London. She was from where was it? It was up north somewhere. But she wanted to work in London, so she was a part of the Met. Hell. She hasn't actually properly been the same, to be fair. Like, she was off for stress for a little while, but within a 5-year span. So I don't even know what she saw properly.
Yeah.
But it was hell. Yeah. And definitely as a lesbian woman as well, she was like that.
Yeah.
Also, it was hell.
Yeah. I was just appalled. And as much as there's a bit of an old boys club, you just don't think, even in that, to a young girl, to tell her that you cannot be attacked in that position. For her to grow up and like, imagine an adult telling a young girl who's been through that can't happen in that way. So you go away
raped more than once.
That's crazy. But I believe it. We heard the guy though in the panorama thing. It's not that we needed that evidence.
Yeah.
But you heard the bigotry that was just flagrantly coming out of people's mouths.
I don't know how you change it because it's institutionalized. And I think not to dwell on it because we did speak about it before in the previous News and Nonsense, that it's how they're recruiting, because especially when there was that moment, or there's every so often there's that moment where they're lacking enough resources, enough staff or personnel. So they cast the net far and wide. But training in every situation has gone down. So I'm sure the training at Hendon Police Training Camp.
Yeah. What it's only, how much are you going to teach them in 6 weeks?
Yeah, exactly.
Doesn't make sense.
You should have, I don't even know how you do it, because obviously I know you need to fill in the gaps and keep it going. You need a police force to be active and thriving. But how do you train someone or have them unlearn the unconscious bias training? I don't think there's enough levels of it. I don't know how long you have to do it. Is it every 2 weeks you got to go on unconscious bias training? But how does that change your mindset? I don't get it. I don't understand how you can have, even why is this officer telling this girl this as well? Like, why is the man there? Like, all these things. And not to say that there isn't misogynistic women police officers as well, and racist and all that stuff. But why is this girl in a situation with a man telling her that? Or another woman saying grow a pair?
Because obviously she was younger as well. I think it's only recent that they've changed that system of actually you're going to deal with a female officer when there is a sexual assault. Before it wasn't like that. You'd just be reporting it to whoever the sergeant is. And that would be it. My sister has written, Nana, do you remember the black policewoman who would always come by and buy crystals to protect herself from her colleagues?
Wow.
And she would come into our shop all the time to de-stress. I hate it there, like literally. And she'd been a policewoman for a very long time.
Oh wow!
Buying crystals to put in her bra to protect her energy. Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. Look at that. I mean, like being black. I know one black policewoman, and she was on the force for years, and she was a real policewoman. Like just the way she was. Like she had that thing about her, but she went through some stuff. I think it was about trying to move up in the ranks, and then she went through some stuff. But she never really spoke about whether there was racism or stuff like that. I could never. I could
ever
have to deal with in-house boys' jokes from outside of my people. And then, do you know what would be worse? If I saw my people trying to keep up with the Joneses, you know, like there's always a few that be like, you know what, we just wanted that as well. That would kill me. If I saw anything
that we was watching, Calvin.
Neville Watson. Don't forget his name.
Like a Neville Watson.
Bunch of Nevilles.
Absolutely not.
That would kill me. That would kill me. All right, moving on. So the Meta, I just sort of stumbled on this. Meta is under fire for using photos of schoolgirls in ads targeting men. So Meta has been accused of using back-to-school photos of girls as young as 13 to promote its Thread app to adult men on Instagram. Parents say they had no idea their children's images were being used in adverts, describing the company's actions as disgusting and exploitative. Campaigners have called for regulatory action, accusing Meta of putting profit before child safety. Right, let me share the video. Wild. So and you know what? It's funny. Not funny. A friend, I can't remember who I was talking to, and they were saying that they just went on one thing, and it's like once the algorithm realized they were a man, it kept throwing boobs at them. Boobs, trying to tell him that that's what he wanted to see. And he's like, he looks at one thing, and for the rest of the thing, it was boobs. I think it was a white guy. I was at an event the other day, and it was because he was trying to show me something, and it came up, and he goes, I swear to God. That's
what he told you.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And I was making the jokes, but it was like, no, seriously, like it's out of hand. And I think someone else was like, yeah, I go on one thing, and then it's like when they think you're a man or a boy, they then throw a lot of red pill stuff at you, and which is very interesting that it's being pushed that way. Oh, that's the wrong thing I shared. Sorry, my bad. But yeah, let me find it again.
While you're doing that, KW says, I know a black female lawyer who often gets mistaken for a court clerk whenever she enters court. Yeah, I can imagine that. That would be standard. And Yvonne says, one of the officers in the recent episode of Panorama has been sacked.
I mean, that's good and all, but he should go jail. Do you know what I mean? I don't know, something should happen more than just being sacked, because I'm sure he can find another job.
Yeah, because sometimes they can just go to another force.
Yes. So there should be a heavier punishment. This is the thing about Meta.
Just got caught using pictures of schoolgirls in ads targeted at grown men. Yep, Zuckerberg is taking up the same strategy as mum influencers. Use the children to generate revenue. This was reported when a man himself noticed that he was being encouraged to get threads in his Instagram feed, and the advertising was using back-to-school pictures of teenagers in skirts to, quote, bait him. Ugh! The pictures themselves were innocently posted by parents on Instagram without the parents realising the photos could be shared and used in adverts. So yeah, just a reminder, pretty much everything on Instagram and Facebook is opt-out, not opt-in. By default, you're sharing all your data with them, and they can use it in adverts. It's designed this way to exploit you. If you don't want your photos used in advertising, you're going to have to dig through the apps until you find the opt-out button, hidden behind layers and layers and layers of other settings. A Child's Right campaign says this is a new low for Meta, but I think we're just beginning. With Meta rolling out its new smart glasses, how long before literally everything a user looks at will be used as advertising? Legit, anything. You look at your family, your friends, your newborn daughter. It can all be content when seen through Meta's lens.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm sure I remember that whole when you post things and opting out, but I will go through my things again just to check that I have got opt out. I think I did do.
Yeah, me too.
A few years ago when it was going around that you have to opt out because but I didn't know why they were using images, but I didn't know they would use it in an ad.
Yeah.
Like a normal user like that's great. No.
Imagine just scrolling and you see your child or something, you know what I mean? Something that you posted.
Oh my God.
But that's what's happening. Even an opt out, I don't even trust the opt out. I know and the level of protection, but I don't even trust the opt out, because no matter what, sooner or later there's going to be a new law that's like, well, to be really not a part of this world, like and it's annoying because I'd love to be like opted out of every single thing, but even just the job that I do, even because I've got to verify my identity with HMRC, like Companies House. That's coming through now, and I've got to verify.
Yeah, everyone's got to do it before November.
Yes, verify identity.
That feels dodgy to me.
It does. Me too. That's why I've been putting it off.
It feels like a new level of
you
guys up to why? Because you have my identity anyway. So why do I need to send you stuff again?
Exactly. Yeah. Literally have it.
They're trying to make out like they're making it's a simpler process, isn't it? Like for us to do it. No, like you said, you got my details. Why do you need them this way?
With the ID cards that are being enforced, and they're going to target business owners and babies. Obviously, like it's the newborns that this is it now. Your child is chipped or whatever they're going to do. And then if you've got a business, especially if you're an entrepreneur, the hell, if you want to continue trading, you've got to get your ID. It's going to be a wrap for those of us who rebelled against certain things, and just not going to happen. They're going to find different ways. Okay, you didn't want to get the vaccine, we'll get you on this. You don't want to get this, you don't want to be an entrepreneur, you don't want to do this, we'll get you on something else. You want to buy a car, you got to get ID. You want to do this, you get a chip. It's just the way they'll find it. No matter if you're a true rebel, you've got to be like Ghanaian Scotland in the village, in the jungle in Scotland. You've got to be that.
But they even got them.
They even got them.
Not the kingdom of Kabbalah.
Yeah.
Not even the kingdom could survive.
Not even the kingdom. But you've got to go off the grid. Like, it's impossible. It's not fair. I can't just enjoy and indulge in a few bits of entertainment and stuff, because then I've got to sign my life away.
Yeah, is what they're trying to do. But that is how they'll get us there. It will be the business thing. It'll be the business angle, definitely. It will be when you're trying to buy something and you just can't. So you just succumb, and then you're going to get the ID card. And then before you know it, it's like, now you got to get chipped. You've got to get chipped to be able to travel anywhere. They'll do all of this shit to us.
I've got a great black book. I can't remember who the author is. There's somewhere and I'll find it about that. It's a good book. I can't remember who wrote it, about, having the chip and how it becomes like all, normal. Then you've got people that don't want to be chipped. And again, like the COVID vaccine, how you become a pariah, how they're like, oh my God, you're not chipped. Oh my God, you're not chipped. And then, oh my God, you're not chipped. All of that stuff. It's an option. You don't have to, but then you're ostracized because you don't get the chip.
Yeah. Yes, basically. Exactly that. My sister is asking what our exit plan is. At this moment, is to survive, dude.
Can't share it online. I'll talk to you when I get to where you are.
Or you need to have the telepathy links that we keep on saying. Us black folk need to just talk to each other telepathically. When you have plans, they come and thwart them.
Yeah, you can't talk about it. We'll have a cup of chai when I get to December. All right, sis, I'll be there. We'll chat and chop it up and figure it out. That's the plan. It is
anyway. Time for some nonsense, because it's like, yes, Will, wherever you are, I'm on the time watch. It's 25 to 11.
Is Will in the chat? Will, you heard it?
Yes, he already said it earlier on in the messages that I would be on time watch.
Gotta go. I just saw a stupid story. This is very stupid. To avoid tax, someone had a fake snail farm. I'm like, what the hell is that? How and why? Well, who thinks of that?
Tell me more.
Hold on 1 second. What's the plan? How do we do it?
How do you do this?
Hold on 1 second.
Avoidance scam has been uncovered by officers at Westminster City Council. Council teams found so-called snail farms operating out of office buildings in the West End, including Old Marylebone Road. Boxes supposedly containing snails were discovered inside the offices, part of a scheme to falsely claim business rate exemptions intended for agricultural or fish farm properties. These were empty offices with a small number of sealed boxes. The council has already wound up 4 shell companies linked to the scam and is taking legal action against 2 more. Council leader, Councillor Adam Hogg, called the scheme ludicrous, adding that Westminster will continue to take action against anyone trying to cheat the taxpayer. A tax avoidance scam has been uncovered by officers at Westminster.
I don't understand how you avoid tax from having snails. I just don't get it. That's so
it's because you can claim agriculture rather than business rates or whatever it is.
Okay.
That's probably what it is.
And the extreme of putting all the snails in there, like it's a lot. It's a lot.
That is that, but you know what? Honestly, though, rates are crazy, and that's why the high street is dying anyway. And there's so many. Empty
Yeah, we keep talking about
it. Is
that.
crazy.
So it is. I don't understand how they were working around it, but I also
unless like maybe they had like a whole block, and then in one floor they had the snail farm, and then in the other floors they were renting them out normally.
It's crazy.
I don't understand what the point is having like a snail farm in the whole building.
It is like the American sweet shop, but this is snails though. Let me have an American sweet shop and charge £50 for a packet of crisps. You're going to lay out all those trays of snails, and then you get caught and done. And all those, where does that? When he said it's a shell company, I was like, haha.
It's also the fact that they're like, the council was saying, yeah, we won't allow them to cheat the taxes. What, like your councillors?
Exactly. Exactly.
They're cheating taxes.
I just wanted to show this line of traffic in China. Like, the hell?
Is that real?
Yeah.
Ah, mate, I'm parking. I'm coming out.
Millions of travelers in China had in a massive 24-hour traffic jam. What? Turn home after a week on Golden Week holiday. I mean, I was like, yeah. Let me see, there's a YouTube video.
Fuck! That's crazy.
I don't even understand.
I don't
How many lanes are there? That's why I'm like, is that real? Because look at the lanes.
Hold on,
I'm confused.
What is that? Is that like 15 lanes or something? It's huge.
But then on the other side, it's not so many lanes. So
holiday traffic on the M1 was bad. Spare a thought for these drivers in China. Okay, this is a kilometres long traffic jam on the country's G4 expressway. Drivers returning from a week-long holiday stuck in gridlock. I'm going to erase the holiday pretty quickly. 36 lanes of traffic, 10 million cars hitting the roads in total. What a nightmare. If you thought holiday traffic...
Like, I lost the will to live yesterday in a traffic jam. And not this.
Imagine being stuck in traffic, not for hours, but for 36 straight hours. This unbelievable scene happened at Wuzhuang Toll Station in China during the end of the Golden Week holiday, when millions rushed home all at once. Because highways were toll-free during the holiday, traffic poured into just a few exit gates, and soon, over 36 lanes of cars jammed up for hours. Drivers were stranded for over 36 hours, sleeping in cars, running out of fuel, and even setting up camp on the road. It turned into a massive overnight parking lot. Lesson learned? Even the world's biggest roads can't handle a country on vacation. Imagine...
Fuck, the world's fucked. Yeah,
it's my idea of hell.
Down tools, in it, because
I'm parking my car up.
Then I'm off. No, not a day and a half in traffic.
And the thing is, this is 10 years ago in China, so it's happened before. It's not like you've learned. It's happened like these ones are saying 10 years ago. This one is 2 weeks ago. This one is 10 years ago. So it's happened before. Crazy.
For real, I didn't even think about going toilet. Well, we just got to piss on the sides, isn't it?
You got to.
That's it. People will be doing that. People will be getting out and pissing on the head, on the bushes.
What's the government bringing water and stuff? Not everybody has things in their car.
But even if that, how does it? Do you know what? I'd have to give. Even if you started to, how does the government get through 10 million cars? How many freaking lanes? How a stretch of? That's you're not good. It's
drones. Drones is how you do it. Drones.
Helicopters. Trying to do it like wild. And man, God,
in China, they already have like the drones delivering stuff. So yeah, I expect you to send me a drone.
They got drones delivering stuff in America as well. Apparently, Walmart do it. Oh, sorry, I'm tired. See, I was yawning.
I yawned a second ago as well.
I've been yawning. I am so tired. But guys, well, thank you so much.
We did it. We did it. We had a long day today, guys. We were out and about
from morning.
So
I didn't get a chance to rest when I got in. So yeah. Thank you guys. It's been using nonsense. Let's say thank you to our donators. There's only 2.
Oh, guys, come on, look.
The collection plate. There's 187 of you in here right now. If 187 of you all signed up for £1.99 for our membership, do you know how amazing that would be? £1.99.
Oh,
188 of you who are in here now. Come on,
Steve.
Stephen.
Steve, thank
you,
Enjoy
Stephen.
your wine. Oh, bless them.
We had
I couldn't pronounce that. Sequoyama. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very, very much. We appreciate you so much. Thank you. And KW9547, your family will be fine. Your husband and your son will be fine when you get to Dubai. Don't worry. Don't stress. They'll be absolutely fine.
Yes.
Yes. Thanks, everybody. This has been nonsense. So, anyone? Okay, whatever. Will.
Yeah, Will. Thank you all so much, man.
Peace out. We love you. We're back next week.
Well, love
Bye.
you.
Good night, wherever you are.
Bye.